So I'll get right into the first deal because it looks like a slam potentially.
Slam. Nobody can make a game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, some people will start to be able to hear us, and we'll dispense with introductions for a moment because the first board of this set is one you're looking at, and we just started to look at it, and it looks very entertaining since West at both tables opened the bidding, and East is sitting there with 20 high card points. So, David, do you think a slam is going to be big?
20 points aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, I
It
know.
used to be when Charlie Gore or Norman Gay would open one of a club and you had 20 points, you would think about 7. With these guys, you're thinking, do we have a game?
Yeah, and it looks to me quickly that no slam will make it. I
Slam.
guess.
Which game is going to make so quick?
Well, you think nobody's going to reach slam? Let's see.
All right. Well, first things first. If East West is in 3-0, which is looks like their best game, right? Although something about the West hand, when you open some number of clubs, you're not thinking no trump. If North leads like a 7 of spades, declarer might play the 10 from dummy. Mightn't you play the 10 from dummy?
Yeah, but I don't see any way to not make 3-0 on this layout. I mean,
yeah, no, but he's going to be suffering the rest
right,
of the hand.
Right. So on the left side of the screen, they opened a natural 1 club, and on the right side of the screen, they opened a precision 2 clubs, and then there's a million alerts. So at some point, we'll probably call on Al to see if he can figure out what's going on. But it wouldn't surprise me. It's hard to stop on these hands when you have ace, king, queen opposite a void. You have to figure out how wasted those are.
It looks to me like Greco bid 2 diamonds to ask. His partner showed a minimum. He bid 3 diamonds to ask again. His partner showed something. And now 4 diamonds, I'm guessing, was Blackwood and clubs.
Yeah, 3 hearts specifically shows short hearts.
Well, that doesn't help Greco's hand any. But he was playing his partner for an opening bid.
Well, let's confess, David, let's confess we would open that West hand, especially not vulnerable.
We would. And so now he knows there were off 2 key cards. He's going to end up in 5. He's going to lose a spade ruff.
And a club trick. So 5 clubs should go down very easily, although North's on lead. North's probably going to lead the singleton diamond. I don't know. And now
might play ace jack of clubs.
Oh, he found
ace of spades.
Wow.
He knows declarer is short in hearts, and he was afraid of pitches.
So that turns out to be a great lead. I teach my students not to lead aces, and both tables reached 5 clubs.
Both tables reached 5 clubs. Wow.
And both Norths found the killing lead, ace of spades and a rough. So 3-0 would have been easy. Hard to stop that low, though.
I tell you, yeah, I could see people being a lot higher on this hand, but it's not going to matter.
Okay, so well done on opening lead at both tables. I guess North is looking at a trump trick, so leading the ace instead of the singleton is somewhat not, it's not outlandish.
Declare is going to get a thrill when the jack of clubs wins. Then he's not going to get such a thrill.
Okay, so now I'll say hello. I'm Larry Cohen, and I'm there with David Berkowitz, who I sat across from the table for way too many years. And we have Al Hollander here to help us with some of the explanations. So it's certainly an exciting deal to start, no swing. We have 30 deals left, well, 29 now. This is the playoff finals, the final 2 teams remaining from 16 for a spot in the Bermuda Bowl, which is the World Championship. So whichever team wins this match, and it's a close match, Nichols behind by 13, will go to Morocco in October next year.
Good news, Larry. We only have 14 boards to go.
14 for us, and then there'll be one more set of 15.
And then they'll bring in the A team. All right, another exciting hand. It looks like.
Well,
Uh,
on the right, you're talking about?
On the right is board 2, which we can start off with. Bobby Levin is going to be very unhappy because Levin and Weinstein, their favorite convention is Flannery. And they believe that anytime somebody has 4 or 5 in spades and hearts, it should be them. So they should always be opening Flannery. And when Hampson has, and Hampson and Bathurst are both going to have Flannery hands, and Levin's going to be very unhappy.
Nickel and Katz also play Flannery.
Yeah, well, but it's not here. Nobody has it. Meanwhile, should we start on board 2? It's gone 1 heart past 2 hearts. Would you make a game try, Larry, or would you just bid game, or would you just let it go?
I like the try. I think, I can hear Marty Bergen talking about the importance of knowing if partner's raise is on 3 trump or 4, because certainly if you know if your partner's raised to 2 hearts, might be a 4-card suit. Game doesn't need much. Picture 4 hearts, king, queen, and yeah, I would try for a game. I think that's
So-
about right.
Okay, would you try 2 spades going for the 4-4 spade fit? Or would you try 3 clubs saying, I need help in clubs, which is what you really need?
I think I like 2 spades. It's one of those when in doubt, make the cheapest bid. And, maybe partner can return with 3 clubs, which would help me, or 3 diamonds in this case, which would not.
Which would make you nauseous.
Right.
I
I mean,
think,
generally, I don't like to tell too much about my hand. Most game tries these days. I mean, I think, we used to play the next step, ask the responder, tell me more. I think it's better that way because we don't want to say what we have as declarer and help them on lead, help them on
All right.
defense.
So tell me what your impression is of Demois' pass of 2 hearts. It wouldn't occur to me. 1 heart past 2 hearts.
No, I mean, even if I were vulnerable, South is not right. It wouldn't occur to me.
Vulnerable. I consider that baffling to pass.
Yes,
2 hearts.
me too. I think it's a normal 3 diamond bid. You get in, you get the lead. I think he'll double now. Yeah, he doubled now.
You would tell your students a hand that they had to bid 3 diamonds on, this would be it.
I agree. That is baffling. It's as if he was. I mean, I
Really,
can't imagine him
what
passing.
really deserves to happen to him is it goes 1 heart past 2 hearts past 4 hearts, and his partner puts out a club from the king or a spade from the king,
Right.
and throws away 6 tricks, or he could be called for 5 diamonds on this hand, or have a very good save.
Well, how about just 1 heart past 2 hearts, pass, pass, pass? How happy would that make you?
Oh, I would be sick to my stomach.
Right. We don't understand it.
That.
Okay.
So maybe you could explain it to me.
No, I'll bet at the other. Well, now we'll see, because nickel at the other table, if you look on the left side of the screen, it's
He will-
presumably going to start 1 heart past 2 hearts. Nickel's very conservative, but
He'll
I
bid
think
3 diamonds.
right. I think he'll bid 3 diamonds. If
You
it
have to be a
starts.
member of the John Birch Society to pass 2 hearts conservative.
All right. Let's see now on the
on,
left
Nick.
side of the screen. We're
Don't let me
predicting nickel
down,
3
Nick.
diamonds.
Don't
Come on,
let me
Nick.
down.
Greco's 2 hearts was constructive, whereas Herd's is wide range.
Yeah, I don't care if it showed 30 points. I would bid 3 diamonds. I mean, I can't conceive of passing. There we go, Nick. Nick bid 3
Thank
diamonds.
you, Nick.
Okay. Anyway, game is certainly nothing to write home about. I guess it's the kind of game you'd want to be invulnerable. What do you think? 4 hearts vulnerable. You need, there's so many. The ace of clubs
They are
location, the
vulnerable,
ace of
aren't they?
diamonds. Yeah, so the ace of clubs location, ace of diamonds location, the queen of hearts, the jack of spades. Those are 4 cards you're going to want to find. But vulnerable, I would think you'd want to be there.
Well, but Greco and Hampson were warned by the double of 3 diamonds
Right.
by their auction. They actually had a good auction, and they're not even going to make 3 hearts.
What about 3-0, David? If nickel does bid 3 diamonds, now a game try double, say,
It did
might
go
East
game
try
double.
right, a game try double by West on the left side of the screen. East might be tempted to pass, might be tempted to bid 3-0. And I'll tell you, 3-0 is probably the best game, because now if you find the queen of hearts, you make it. And you might
Well,
on this auction.
wait a second, they could lead a club and take the first 5 for sure.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
They could easily lead a club. I mean, I don't see any reason to, and I think Hurd might pass. He's got too much in hearts to pass, I think.
Yeah, he
He
bid
did this
3-0, and I think they're going to play 3-0. And I don't know, you wouldn't just lead the queen of diamonds. And now, if he crosses in spades and plays a heart to the jack, he can make it.
Well, if he
Make-
crosses in spades and plays the 10 of hearts, maybe he's got a
that
better
too.
chance.
And he might. Wow,
He
this
should,
could be.
he should cross in spades and play the 10 of hearts, because if the hearts are 4-1, they're surely with North, and he can't afford to cash the ace first in case North has 4 of them, because South would have 4 singletons, not the queen. So cashing the ace first is the wrong play.
Right. So this 3 diamond bid that you and I love might end up costing the nickel team a really frustrating minus 630 or something in
Unless
3-0.
I think Nickel's got a reasonable chance of leading a club.
I don't
What
know.
would you play from dummy on a club lead? You could
I
lose
would.
the first
I-
14 tricks.
He's going to lead the queen of diamonds. Wouldn't you knock out the king of diamonds? And I mean, what if your partner has a hard card and like 3 little diamonds? If you don't lead the queen of diamonds and knock out the king, you need him to get in, come through, get in, come through. I think he's going to lead the queen of diamonds.
So at the other table, Hampson had the 8 of clubs in dummy, which turned out to be a good card because he could duck the club shift. Very interesting.
He didn't put in the 10.
He didn't put in the 10. So if South had led low from Queen Jack, he had gotten it wrong. But he went with the odds. So they're in 3-0. And you're right, Nickel led the Jack of diamonds.
Right. Now they probably play some form of where, from queen, it's not something being sexy. They probably lead like a roosin' out type of thing, cheaper of honors.
So I think the indicated play is
Like
to
we said.
cross to the ace of spades and lead the 10 of hearts. You should not cross to the ace of hearts.
Right. And we can be geniuses looking at all 4 hands, and we don't ever mean to do that to you, but we honestly are saying that single dummy, looking at only what John Hurd can see, that we think that's the percentage play. South probably has 6 cards in diamonds, ace, queen, jack, 6 of diamonds, and therefore North's most likely to have the queen of hearts. And so it's very reasonable to play that way. Not to mention, David, what if South has the ace of clubs? By playing hearts that way, you are, the safe hand danger hand, right? Right. You don't want North in to fire another diamond through your 10. So for that reason as well, you want to win the king of diamonds and finesse hearts into the safe South hand. South might have the ace of clubs, and you'll be in pretty good shape that way, even if the hard finesse loses.
Right. The thing you cannot do is play the 9 of hearts to the ace or the jack of hearts to the ace.
Well, can he survive if he does that? Well, no, he'll be trick short. He'll have only 3 hearts, 4 spades,
and a
7,
diamond.
8.
He could not survive that. He could have survived it if the ace of clubs was right.
Right.
I think it's better to do what I think, which is to cross the dummy in spades and lead the 10 of hearts.
Right. It's not just the 4-1 odds and hearts, but you have that second chance. If South has the actual hand with a stiff queen of hearts and ace of clubs, you'd still survive. So let's see
if Mr. Hurd will play. I say he plays the 8 of, there he is, 8 of spades. Good boy. He's going to make this.
And now the 10 of hearts.
Guaranteed.
Can he survive a heart to the jack? I don't know if he can
No.
untangle it. You're right. He really should be playing the 10 of hearts to stay in dummy. See, he might have there a beautiful play by John Hurd.
Should North cover? What if South has a stiff 9?
Well, I don't think anybody plays that way without the 9. So that is really, put a star next to that, as they would say in a baseball game, because this is the kind of deal that will get written up for sure in the match report. And, you know, it's like a deal that should get written up in a lot of places. It's really a newspaper deal.
Really a beautiful hand. He's still thinking about the 10 of hearts now.
I think if he got this far, he plans to run it. Okay, that's
Yeah, he did.
so that's in my opinion, a well-earned swing for the Spectre team, and
Well done.
beautiful deal.
The good news is we semi-predicted it. And it's our fault for bidding 3 diamonds.
Yeah, now Vince Demoy, if he watches the tape, he's going to see, guys, that's why I didn't bid 3 diamonds. Look what.
Why would I push him in?
So meanwhile, Jeff Hampson in 3 hearts, he's not playing for much. I mean, if he makes it, he's going to lose 10 imps. If he goes down, they're going to lose 12. So,
well, he does have 4 spades, 4 hearts, and a club. Even, you know.
does he have to guess the club? I wasn't.
He
I was
already
watching the
guessed
left
club.
side.
They let a club back, and it went low queen. So
Right, but I mean, he still has to guess who has the ace eventually, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think, isn't that sort of 2 to 1, like restricted choice a little bit, especially since South has ace, queen, jack, 6 of diamonds and never bid.
Right. I think he'll guess the club, so make 140 to hold it to only a 10 imp loss.
He'll make 140 and say, good stop to Eric.
Right.
Well, a spectacular result for Hurd and Bathurst there. I wouldn't want to be minus 630 in any form of the game. But Nickel had a chance. He could have led a club, and I don't think that that's so unreasonable, but he played his partner for an entry, which is certainly not unreasonable. All right. Now we're starting on board 3 already, right?
On the left. Yeah.
So I would say that it's going to go past a club. And would you teach your students to double with that hand? I was at a past partner.
Oh yeah, you know me, get in early, certainly not vulnerable. And if you're curious, you can see the vulnerability several ways. You can see it by the actual tray, the little picture of the tray in the middle of the screen, or in the top left where west, northeast, south, there's no color on the bidding diagram. So yeah, not vulnerable, sure, get in on the 1 level.
Larry, where it says 33, just to the left of South hand, it's got the colors there too.
Yeah, there's 3 places at least where you could see the colors. Of course, some people probably can't even hear us. I was trying to figure out how I can tell them to click the little microphone, but I was going to hold up a sign, click the little microphone if you can't hear me. Maybe you can read lips, click microphone.
Maybe they don't want to hear you. So
Well,
South, Nick has passed. You told me he was conservative.
Wouldn't you double?
Oh, yeah. So it's going to go a club past a spade, past a no trump. I assume it's going to go all past.
Yeah, or as my friend David Bird would say, he doesn't like to talk about 1 no trump deals, and I understand why. It doesn't really look like there's much in it. It looks like an easy 1 no.
Yeah, well, I have a team. When I'm playing on the Rosenthal squad, they have a rule that against 1 no trump, they never lead from ace 4th. They think it's the worst lead in bridge.
I don't agree. I would do that.
1 no all pass.
Yeah, I would do it. I heard your son, that's where your son probably heard that. I was on a cruise with him last year, and I mentioned leading low from ace 4th, and he said, really? So he must have heard that from you. I mean, what am I going to do? Guess which 3-card suit to lead?
Aaron Silverstein. That's Aaron Silverstein's biggest thing.
Well, it's
so they're going to play 1 no. I think I would lead a diamond. That's the normal dummy when I lead a diamond anyway.
I lead 4th from my longest and strongest, and try to worry about other things in my bridge life.
And how about work on the first half and the second half of Nick? I mean, when it goes a club, the Clara often has a hidden 4-card heart suit.
So what? I have ace nine fourth. I'll maybe set up my nine someday,
How about if you
like
didn't have
here.
how about if you didn't have the 9?
It's kind of a passive lead the way I look at it. It's not likely to cost. I think it's more likely to cost a trick if I stab at 3 to the queen, like it would here, for example.
It's not
I-
cost, well, yeah, it's gonna cost.
Aaron, if you're listening, I'll start looking at it, but in my 40 years plus, I've never seen that to be a problem to lead from ace fourth against
So,
1-0 or 3-0.
as you see at the other table, they did double a diamond. Vince, who didn't bid 3 diamonds, was probably feeling guilty, so he doubled a diamond. And they bid a heart, which is a transfer to spades.
And East opened a diamond because they play the precision system, East-West, so their one club opening would have been strong and artificial, so they open a diamond with that hand, which could be a short suit like that. But all roads lead to 1-0.
So
And
Nickel declare
Nickel led what I would lead, the 4 of hearts.
Okay, so declare a let a heart. And would you play the queen from dummy or would you play low from dummy?
I'd have to think about it. I would spend
Well,
more time.
1-0 trump is pretty secure since you have 5 clubs, 2 hearts, a diamond. On the after Vince doubles, 3-0 becomes a pretty good spot. Yeah.
Why is that? Could club rates to be wrong, right?
Oh yeah, the club rates to be wrong. It's not a good spot.
So at the other table, you'll be happy to know, maybe Vince Demoy was at some point on the Aaron Silverstein Rosenthal theory, because he did not lead the 4th best heart, which I would have led.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is just a boring 1-0 with some over tricks. So rather than analyze that, let me ask you something, David. A lot of the people watching might not realize
Oh,
that
heard
these
an echo.
players, yeah, I heard feedback, that these players are not at the table with cards. They're sitting in a room with a tablet with one of their opponents. And I know in my days playing, we never did that. David, you've done some of that. What are your feelings about that?
I like playing face to face because I mean, sometimes you depends on, when you lead low and they huddle or something, at least you could pick things up, which you can't do on the tablet.
Well, you can see the tempo. Like if you lead a low spade and West doesn't click for a minute, he's thinking.
Right. But if, sometimes, I don't know, I think I always like to be at the table. It's it's more sociable. And not that you're in this for sociability, but I mean, really.
Well, there
Well,
are so many
actually,
debates. Sorry, there's so many debates about this. If people are interested on Bridge Winners and all these sites and blogs, the pros and cons. Certainly, this has a lot of pros, but the biggest con for me, David, would be I'm just not I'm not used to it. I don't know. I'm used to face to face. This must be hard to get used to. No.
Not if you've played a million boards online. I mean, you
Mhm.
get used to it. And the Love Bridge stuff is actually pretty good to deal with. And you actually have one of your opponents in your room with you usually when I've done it with me. So
Yeah, that's what they're doing here. 2 in a room. You're
Mhm.
sitting with one opponent.
2 in a room.
David, can you actually tell when they click, when your roommate clicks on the tablet?
Not always, because I think they do 2 at once, right? Or they try to.
For the bidding.
Well, I mean, in the room that you're in, can you see when your roommate is
Or you could see his
manipulating
hand
the tablet?
moving. I guess you could see his hand moving if you were looking at it. Yeah, you could see. You could tell. But it doesn't matter. You could see when somebody's thinking. You could almost always see that.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know. It's
I,
certainly
I,
going to be the way of bridge eventually. So
yeah, David, I'm gonna hope you agree with me that we're going to abandon the analysis of 1-0 Trump and talk about other stuff, and hope if nobody's getting frustrated by that. So the winner of this match goes to Morocco. I believe they're going to have another trials for USA 2. I would think that's the way they're
I
going to
think
do it.
that's it. But they'll also probably have the seniors, the mixed, and the open and the women's all together.
Are you going to try to
Correct.
drag me out of retirement again for that?
You refuse.
Well, you always try.
I always try. You know, I have a better idea. Instead of me trying, I'll let Jeff Wolfson try. He's much more persuasive.
He told me the hotel in Marrakesh is beautiful.
The Marrakesh Express.
Is it Marrakesh or Marrakesh?
I thought the Crosby, Stills and Nash song is Marrakesh Express. You remember that song? Don't you know?
I remember Casablanca. That's also in Morocco.
Mm. You know, speaking of Morocco and stuff, I was once analyzing a one-no Trump hand with Zia, and he was like you. He said, we can't discuss one no Trump making one or two. So since we were talking to Zia, he decided to make me an offer of a certain number of camels for Lisa. And this almost this was like 20 years ago when we used to do this stuff in front of 500 people, and everybody thought it was hysterical, except I think 10 members of the board of directors came to me and said, "You can't talk like that. You can't say
Right.
things like that." And I said, "Oh my goodness, how much are you paying me?" And they said nothing. And I said, "Well, then I'll say whatever I feel like."
Well, let's hope there's no more boring one no Trump contracts. The first two deals were very exciting, so we can't complain.
Well, the third deal's coming up.
Fourth deal,
The
and
fourth
it's
deal.
board 30. It will be board. We call it board 4, but it's really 34. They're going to play up to board 60,
So
and
Nick is
that
going
will
to
end the
open a
match.
note, Trump. And I'm guessing Ralph is, would you show your diamonds or would you just bid 3-0, Larry?
I would show them when I put down the dummy. So 1-0, 3-0.
So
My
1-0,
students love to transfer to diamonds, and I tell them only transfer to diamonds if you want to play in diamonds. And if I had that north hand, I would have no interest in anything other than 3-0, possibly with the exception of if I played puppet Stamen and I could look for a 5-3 hard fit, I could live with puppet Stamen, or I still think I might just bid 3-0.
I must say, I play puppet Stamen, but the 6-5-3 of hearts would be telling me
Right.
play a no Trump with the
Yeah.
King Jack 6 of diamonds and a rock solid entry.
Right, King, right. Maybe with like ace 10 third of hearts and a small doubleton,
Yeah.
something like that. Right,
If the ace of spades was the ace of hearts and the 6
Right.
of hearts was the 6 of spades, I
right,
could see it.
right.
here-
But why get to a 5-3 hard fit when partner might have, say, king empty fifth of hearts, and you lose a million heart tricks and 4 hearts, and you have 9 top tricks and 3-0. So we both agree 1-0, 3-0.
And everybody would lead a club because, you know, in this day and age, 1-0, 3-0, the dummy is just as likely to have 4-card majors as anything else.
Well, I would raise 1-0 to 3-0 with 4-3-3 and a 4-card major. So
Yeah.
this is certainly going to be a nothing deal, since 3-0s, let's see, 6 times hookups for 8, spade for 9, and over trick, he'll play hard. So a very boring deal. And this always comes back to my argument, which I always get in trouble for, that I find imps team game like this to be the least skillful form of bridge, because there's a lot of deals like the previous one in 1-0, this one in 3-0, where the card plays are sort of irrelevant. Whereas if it's match points or border match, that extra trick, the battle for that extra trick is skillful and crucial. So,
Well, the last day of the Risingers border match has always been considered the best day in bridge.
I used to love that. I love that event. And I
Every trick, someone's trying to rip your eyeballs out for a trick.
right,
You know,
right. I mean, even here, the battle, I guess there's not much in it. It looks like, well, who knows, probably 10 tricks, no
somebody
matter
made
what.
it.
So Al, Jamoy and Kraniak, same no trump range, so the same 1-3 no we expect.
There's a lot of
Um,
14 to 16 going around, but I've seen a lot of 14 counts. But I'm sure it's
They-
going to be the same thing.
they use vol dependent ranges, so non-vol they play good 13 to 16, and vol and fourth seat they play good 14, 17.
And this is vulnerable.
And Kraniak is going to think for a few seconds, and then he's going to make the same 3-0 bid, we think.
Yeah.
I will say this is the kind of board you want to have if you have like a 50 imp lead. 1-0, 3-0, oh, 10 tricks. 1-0, 3-0, 10 tricks.
David, am I imagining it? Or in the 30 years of the nickel team, which has taken on many different groups of players, if the final margin is between 0 and 10,
They win.
like always, right?
Always. Hold on a second. Yeah.
You can't take a phone call during this.
Bridge.
He's taking a phone call. It's worse than
Oh,
taking a
no,
phone call on the golf
somebody-
course.
Somebody's asking me how to get onto the site. What am I
Well-
supposed to tell them?
I don't know. Tell him unless someone's in the hospital or on their deathbed.
Bridge. Well, go to USBF and go there, and you'll click onto it. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll send it to her.
Do you think if somebody called John Sterling in the Yankees announcer booth
I
and
would
asked
do
him
it in
what channel the game's on, he would answer?
First of all, he wouldn't know. They're either on Prime or they're on.
No,
They're
he's on the radio.
He still wouldn't know. So what is this called? Love Bridge?
Yes.
This is embarrassing. I also want you to know that when we're golfing, David answers his phone. Mine is on mute. If you ever have to reach me when I'm golfing, you're going to have to call the clubhouse and tell them to send out the emergency personnel to me, because that's the only reason you could call me during golf or during a ViewGraph broadcast. That reminds me, my cell phone, I got to put it on silent. I heard Bart
Yeah.
Bramley's cell phone rang, David, and he got penalized 10 imps. Al, do you know if that's true?
What?
I didn't know that it was Bart, but I know that Team Fleischer did get penalized 10 for somebody having an active electronic device.
I tell her how to get on.
Yeah, and I heard that if it happens again, like, he goes to jail or something.
Well, you remember, I had that in the Grand Nationals. I don't know if I was playing with you. My opponents got fined 12 imps. They've cut down the fines. Used to cut, and at the other table, I had never called the director. At my table, I was playing against somebody, and halfway through, he started jumping up and down. I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I have my cell phone on me." I said, "Well, just give it to the ViewGraph operator." And they said, "Okay." So now after the first quarter, the director comes to me and says, "What happened?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, the other team is complaining that they got 12 imps penalty for a cell phone, and that you had a cell phone, and they want you to have the same 12 imp penalty." And I said, "Well, what's the penalty for 2 cell phone penalties in the same quarter?" And they said, "You lose the match." And I said, "Well, you might want to ask them to consult their teammates before they pursue this, because we hadn't called the director, and we won the match anyway. But those penalties are too much, 12 imps. I remember I was playing with Hammond once, and his cell phone went off, and the opponents didn't call the director. And then after the match that we had won by 5, they called the director. The director said, "Too late."
Going back to golf, did you read the bridge winner's obituary for Larry Morey?
Yeah,
Yes, I did. That was pretty
but
funny. I can't
well,
say what he called golf
there were a
because
lot
this
of
is a family
four-letter
event.
words. There were a lot of four-letter words in there, right?
Yes.
Sure were.
That's the
That
old
is
story.
hilarious.
You know why? Do you know why they call it golf? Because all the other four-letter words were taken.
Yeah. Well, Larry Morey had a name for golf. The first word was whack, and the second word was, we won't say. Yeah, it was pretty funny. He was quite a character. Too bad a lot of uh,
I'm afraid to
well-known
open bridge winners.
well-known bridge players unfortunately passed away in the last few weeks.
I'm afraid to open bridge winners.
Yeah, I know. Every day it's a new.
I look at the ACBL website. They didn't say anything about Eddie Cantor on their website. Did I miss that?
Well, it should be on the cover of the next bulletin, I would hope. I
I
mean,
mean, he was such a
the
fixture.
legend. Yeah, it's a really nice article in Sports Illustrated on Eddie Cantor. There's a link to that in the Bridge Winners article on that. You can read that
Is that the old
article.
or a new one?
An old Sports Illustrated issue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember the old.
And for those just tuning in, we are watching a boring 3-0 that's going to make roughly 10 tricks. We've decided not to analyze painfully each trick. So we've had 33 and 34 were extremely dull flat boards. The only swing so far was a beautiful 3-0 trump by John Hurd on board 32.
So I don't know. You
Some of
can't
these,
you
what?
can't see the imps on the on the score sheet on the bottom unless we move the left one over a little bit.
Well, they can see it if they can see it. The 12
Right.
to 1. Your
They can
screen
see
might
it,
look
but
different.
you can't see it on the screen. On my screen, you can't see it. There you go. Now I can see it.
Yeah, well, so just while we're waiting for 3-0 and the amount, I'm surprised they're taking so long for over tricks, but you never know. A match could be where I want him. Some of the players involved here. Let me start with Kevin Bathurst, who's west on the left of your screen. It seems like anytime there's a team trials, he's in the final. Is it not amazing how that often that's happened?
It's a good
Um,
player.
yeah. And I think in this event, the two best teams are in the final. In my opinion, the two best teams are the two remaining. So if there's another boring hand, I'll try to tell you a little bit about some of the other
Greco
players.
is a nice hand on the next one.
So on the right side of the screen,
It's going to go pass, and Craniac's going to open some number of diamonds, don't you think?
yeah, I would open a weak 2 diamonds, third seat, white on red for sure, don't you think? I mean, that's my style. Third seat, white on red. I like to preempt if I can, and a good 5-card suit. Yeah, it's 11 points, but who cares? Partners are past hand. So for me, that's standard operating
I
procedure.
wouldn't do it in first or second. I would.
No.
Weak 2 bids on 5-card suits are one thing, but 5-3-3-2 is not my idea.
But third seat, you'd open to weak 2 diamonds, right?
Yeah. So would you overcall a spade or would you make a takeout double?
A spade, because I don't think I'm good enough to double and then bid again. So for example, if I double and my partner is a no trump, I'm not good enough to then bid 2 spades, and I'll feel we might have missed a 5-3 fit. So that's my guideline. If I'm not good enough to double and bid, I'll overcall.
What
So
if you?
spade and South will raise diamonds, you think?
Yeah, I would have preferred 2 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 diamonds.
Well,
But
Larry, what if you flip the majors so that you're 4 spades, 5 hearts?
I'd still overcall and
Still
try to
overcall
back
and hurt?
into the 4-4 fit. Yeah, I just can't risk missing the 5-3 major.
the modern style is to overcall the 5-card majors, unless
Well, that's
you.
been, I don't think I'm modern. I've been doing that forever, but okay, good to know I'm with the modern crowd. All right, so West now probably not enough to bid. North could bid a preemptive 3 diamonds here. I would.
You can bid any number of diamonds and it's going to go double. Now
Right.
the question is what Hampson does.
Well, first of all, we have to see if North's going to bid 3 diamonds. Yeah, which I would, because why not make it tougher on them? You're not going to buy it for 2 diamonds. So now over double, I think Hampson's going to bid 3 hearts.
Well, if his partner is 6-3-1-3, he might be
Right.
right to pass, he might be right to bet three spades.
Right.
There's no guarantee here. He knows if he doesn't find four hearts and dummy, well, he's going to take him.
And now do you think Greco might actually, I mean, he's got an amazingly strong hand opposite five hearts to the jack. He's got play for game, but I mean, his partner could have nothing. His partner could have four little hearts and a zero count, but
I
it
mean,
sure is tempting.
His partner passed two diamonds, didn't bid two hearts.
Right.
It was a known short diamonds.
Right.
He's already overcalled and doubled freely.
Right. I don't think he's going to bid again.
He's done plenty.
But it is tempting. Do you see my point? That
Tempting.
is
Well,
opposite of five hearts. That's an amazing East hand.
The 10-9 of clubs are very valuable. Your partner has jack third of clubs. If you have if I didn't have the 10 of clubs, I wouldn't even think about it. But the 10-9 of clubs are very strong. Your partner races to be long in clubs.
Yeah, and you have four hearts. You're not 6-3-1-3. It's just pick. Like I said, picture just five little hearts, and you have play for game. It's incredible how powerful three aces and a void are.
How is he doing in hearts?
Well, there's a dearth of entries
Club and a spade
and a heart. Well, yeah, and a ton of handling. It is a favorable layout.
Well, the king queen of spades is onside. The clubs are split, but he doesn't know the hearts. He might want to start the hearts by pounding the queen through north. But
Well, how are you going to get to your hand to do that, though?
well, they're going to lead the queen and diamonds. You're going to get to your hand, but you've got other things to do than draw trump.
All right. You wouldn't want to be in four hearts doubled, that's for sure.
No, but I've seen sicker dogs than four hearts come home. Greco was thinking about it.
For sure. And this is the kind of deal where Mextroth and Rodwell, do you remember Eric Rodwell, David, from the old days? They used to make their living bidding games like this.
Yeah.
You don't picture a trump lead against hearts on this auction?
Turns out that might be helpful for declarer, right?
Well, the reason I don't is because with king, queen, and a spade, you know everything, and the king of clubs onside, everything is good for dealer.
Of course, spades have to be guessed. If you lead the eight of spades, who's to say you wouldn't run it, although North would need nerves of steel not to put in the king or queen.
I'm just saying that the north hand is the north hand does not want to hear four hearts. The
No.
south hand, on the other hand, is dying to hear four hearts.
Well, it certainly
Larry,
won't
in
get
the other
doubled.
room, John Hurd did double rather than overcall.
I see. There it is on the left side of the screen. So now if South raises to two diamonds, which he might, and West volunteers two hearts, then East will certainly bid four hearts over a free two hearts.
Yeah,
So
but would you bid two hearts with that hand? Oh, redouble. Nick added 1 point for his good looks and got up to 10.
well, now one heart doesn't mean anything, but I think East is going to
got
bid two
hearts.
hearts. I think he's going to raise hearts now.
He certainly will.
And then West, who didn't promise anything, will probably bid again. So I could see them getting there on the left.
Oh, I don't know. There goes two hearts, that's for sure. Meanwhile, Greco is still thinking. Greco and still thinking is used in the same sentence a lot of times.
He can
It's
be deliberate.
assumed.
Yes, he can be a deliberate player. Now, one thing with these tablets is they are timing. They can tell how long everybody takes. So if there are slow play issues, they'll know Eric Greco's on the clock. Well,
Oh.
that's something. West, who promised nothing, now has passed.
He might have doubled three diamonds if that was a game try. Who knows what it was?
Wouldn't you bid one heart with the West hand with three little, four little, three little, three little?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised he didn't take a second call.
But meanwhile, Nichols is in three diamonds.
Well, Katz is in three diamonds.
Going to lose. They're going to get a spade rough now, so they're going to get four aces and a spade for sure. And
Yeah,
the declarer should guess the hearts.
It'll probably be down two, roughly down a 50 or 100. Doesn't really make much difference on this deal.
Okay.
It's more a question of what he's West to in hearts.
Here's my question for you. will Greco bid before the hand is over on the left?
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
You're gonna make a line? I mean, can I call up, DraftKings or something? to
Well,
make a-
well, I say yes, because I think that on the left of the screen, the play in three diamonds isn't gonna go so quickly.
Yeah, that's all true, but that's Eric Greco on the right.
Yeah, but he's already 3.5 minutes in, so.
Yeah, so that's half of the way, or maybe a third of the way.
Now, what are players thinking about when they go into these trances? Because some of my students can't picture, and I sent emails to them today, so I know some of them are watching. They can't picture ever taking this long. So what he's thinking about is he's picturing hands that, like we call it plastic evaluation. Like, okay, how about a partner, a singleton, queen fifth, four little, three little? How will the play go? What if he's got two little, five little, three, he's picturing various hands and thinking how the play might go, which incidentally is how computers play bridge. They do simulations in their
Like
system.
I
And
said, I've been looking at that 10-9 of clubs very lovingly.
sure, and the 9-8 of hearts.
I think if he bids 4 hearts, though, Vince might double.
He did. Okay, there, I won my bet. They called the director.
Jeff called it.
Jeff called the director on his partner.
Yeah.
Jeff wanted to see if he was still alive.
So David, what did I win?
You get 3 extra strokes the next time we play.
All right, well, now even the play in three hearts could go slowly, but you'll be happy to know, David, that Hampson, who's a pretty quick player, is the one declaring. And
And to
Al,
get a
you'll
stroke.
be happy to see the trump lead. The trump lead against the part score makes more sense.
Well, God did deal you Queen Jack 10, 8 fifth.
Yeah, but dummy short and diamonds. And
So
So
the
this-
player is going to win the second heart and play clubs or play spades.
right. So David, how come you didn't ask me? North South are playing in their 9-card diamond fit at one table. East West are playing in their 8-card heart fit at the other table. Who's won the law of total tricks battle?
I was not successful.
Well, she can't get on.
Well, I got up to here, but I never got sound, and I couldn't get sound, and she couldn't get up to here. So I tried for 10 minutes.
Did you get her onto USBF's
Yes.
website and she just
Love-
clicked onto Love?
Right, and I could not get sound on my computer.
We're live here, guys.
Al, how do you get sound on your computer? It's okay.
I have a PhD button. It says push here, dummy.
We did send a little PDF file explaining all these things to my group.
Oh, good. So you want to send it to my, you can send it.
It's a PDF. It says, I'm going to hold up the sign here. Click. For sound.
Click what?
That little X button, and then it's kind of in the middle there. Just find it.
I've given up.
You need to have a lot of patience to
BBO seems
IT.
easier. BBO seems easier to kid.
All right, David, on the right side of the screen, you're now going to find out if Hampson plays clubs or spades. You certainly don't want to take your diamond roughs. There's no reason to do that at this point. You want to get one of those black suits going. I think I'll say spades, because that'll give them the transportation back and forth easier. So I'll say spades. And will Cranyak duck smoothly with the king queen low?
Oh, for sure.
You think?
Yeah, but I think he might play clubs. He knows North has one of the club on his.
I know, but if it goes club low, low, 10 queen, well, I guess they have to put you back in with the ace of diamonds.
Or trump, which you win in your hand anyway. You could play another club first, and you could play spades from the dummy.
You even have to decide whether to lead the jack or a low one at some point, because if North has a doubleton club on her, that
But once he can guess the heart, the diamonds are 5-4, and he sees that the hearts are 2-3. I don't know.
he won't know how the spades are, though, so he doesn't know how the clubs are. See, in that club suit, we see they're 3-3, but if you lead, say, low to the 10, and then it loses, and later you lead the jack, and it gets covered by a doubleton king or queen, you lose a long late. Ooh, he led a spade, and Krajniak did duck smoothly, and he put in the 9 to the 10. Now another trump, I guess.
Well, but another trump comes back and now declarer has the entry to play club to the 10. And then later on play ace of spades, rough of spade.
All
and
right, so
play
that's
club.
10 tricks, right?
Yeah.
So we can see how reasonable the contract for hearts was. So I think it would have been more of a struggle on diamond lead, repeated diamond leads.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to make 170. And meanwhile, back on the left side of the screen, 3 diamonds, probably down 50.
50 or 100.
Yeah, so it'll be a very tiny game for the nickel team, the team that's trailing. A couple of imps.
Yeah, here comes the clubs.
Now,
So
if he wins the ace of diamonds, he doesn't know what to throw from dummy, right? I mean, we can see everything's coming in, but Hampson doesn't know that on the right side.
well, if he roughs it in dummy, he's going to play ace and a spade, right?
Right, and then fall back on clubs if those don't work. Or he can take the ace of diamonds now.
Throw a spade.
Ace of spades, rough
And
of
the club
spades.
is for sure a trick.
I don't know if he's in any danger in his mind in 3 hearts. I mean, we can see that all roads lead to 10 tricks.
So the law, right? That means that everybody, there's 17 total trumps and maybe 17 total tricks, 10 for east-west and 7 for north-south.
Yeah, it's a little hard to analyze without clicking on a
Oh,
double dummy
boy.
thing.
Boy dubs at ace-fourth get tricky.
Okay, so 3 diamonds down 2 and probably 100 and 170, 2 imps for nickel. So now we see board 35 coming up. They're at 36 on the left side of our screen.
I know some people who would open that a week 2 bid. Fortunately,
Vulnerable. Yeah, not vol. I could see it. So east-west have duplication of values. 4 spades is off 3 clubs and a heart because the ace king of diamonds are wasted. So east overcalls a very heavy 1-no trump. David, that's your kind of 1-no overcall. When David
You got to
overcalled
realize,
1-no, when David used to overcall 1-no vulnerable, his range was 17 plus to 19.
well, here's the thing. While I'll admit that's a good 18 count in counting my points, my ace, king, 8, 7, fifth of diamonds are not going to be running so quick because they opened the diamond. If they had opened the club, you could make a case for doubling and then bidding a no trump. But when they open a diamond, your source of tricks is out the window.
Although you don't have a club stopper. I mean, if they open a spade, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Also, sometimes when they open a diamond, you might hope it's going to go a diamond pass a major pass a no trump, and you can double for penalties.
I would
Sometimes
overcall 1-no. I'm gonna get it in now. And I think West will just transfer to spades, and I don't see that. I think they're just gonna play in 2 spades. I don't see anyone else bidding. I wouldn't double with the south hand, even opposite a sound opening bidder.
yeah, but we do know players who like to jump with ace king third of spades. That's a pretty good hand for a spade transfer. I mean, I know it's against everything you think of to jump with only 3-card spade support. But might you make an except? Oh, nickel did double. That'll slow things down.
Opposite most opening bids these days, I'd be happy to hold 1-no to 1 with the south hand. I have 2 tricks and need my partner to have 5 to set it.
Well, you do have a good lead. The 10 of diamonds looks pretty good.
Right. So now West just has to know methods, and this is one of those things. unless you're a regular partnership, you could have a screw up here. Like, how do you show spades after the penalty double? Are transfers still on? No doubt East West have discussed this, and two spades shows spades.
I'm saying that the double helped East West. Because there's a chance that Hurd would have been three spades. Or
Which
two
you
no.
certainly won't do now. And I think Nichols is going to let this go. This doesn't set up a force. So on the right side of the screen, Greco also overcalled one no trump.
I must say, I don't understand the double though, of a no trump. No matter unless you're playing with Al Roth or something.
Well, they are solid citizens with their opening bids, Nick
Yeah,
and
but
Ralph, but
you don't have a great.
not Al Roth.
So now the problem is here, it's gone two spades, pass back to Nick. He's got nothing to do. Not that he would have had anything to do anyway. So what would you lead with Ralph's hand? You like the Queen of Hearts?
Yeah, that's possible. I'd rather have I like to see South on lead because David, on the right side of the screen, I can tell everybody one of your most famous trades that you were known for is David on lead against a part score when you had an ace king. What were your thoughts, David, about never leading it almost?
Couldn't occur to me, but Ralph has led the Queen of Hearts, you'll notice.
Well, North, I mean, but on the right side of the screen, South's going to be on lead against spades, and David's feeling was against a part score. If you lead ace from ace king, it gives away the whole hand because now declarer knows your partner's got all the rest of the points. Whereas Marty Bergen always led ace from ace king. So the two of you sent me to the psychologist, playing with him and then you.
Well, Greco's going to bid three. Greco's thinking long enough. He actually thinking for 2 minutes and then bidding two spades shows his hand, right? I think Greco's going to bid more than two spades. But I think they should survive three spades, right? They have six spades, two diamonds, and a heart. And if the defense doesn't get around to it, they'll make four. The defense had to start clubs to hold them to three.
You know, I don't really like this tempo here. I mean, you know, if you think forever and bid two spades, everyone knows what you were thinking of doing. So you really want to make that bid in tempo. I mean, now that he bid three spades, it's okay. But if you bid a slow two spades, you really should try to avoid doing that. It puts strain on your partner.
I think Hampton might bid game.
Yeah, you did. So David, would you lead ace from ace king here?
Yeah.
All right, it's a good thing because without a club lead, four spades might make.
Well, it's going to go ace of clubs, deuce. What is that carding?
Well, he's going to continue anyway, looking at that dummy, no?
Well, it doesn't even matter. He's going to shift. He's going to shift to a heart. And then his pawn is going to win and play the queen of clubs, and he'll figure it out. I don't think that they're going to make this hand.
Well, what if he leaves king of clubs, heart to the ace, queen of clubs, and he doesn't overtake it?
Well, why would he not overtake? His pawn, that queen jack and a club, he would have played the queen of trick one.
Well, this is a tough signaling problem, depending on what methods you play. And, you know, actually, I'm surprised they let the king. And I mean, don't most people lead ace from ace king? Maybe.
No, they play Rusinow a lot of. I think they play Rusinow, so the king showed the ace.
Okay, we just got a message from Jan that there's some internet issues. So some of these huddles we're seeing could be the players just having a problem with their internet.
Oh, please, it's Eric Greco. Anyone named Eric is taking forever.
Well, that's good if you don't know whether it's your partner thinking or the internet's broken. That way you don't have any inferences. Right, so on the left, so on the left side of the screen, it looks like East West are actually taking 10 tricks. I wasn't watching. Maybe they lost their ace.
Once the queen of hearts got led, the declarer had 10 tricks. 6 spades, a heart, 2 diamonds, and a heart rough.
he got rid of the clubs, two clubs on the ace king of diamonds, right? Yeah, so that's what was in danger of happening on the right side of the screen if they don't cash out, which it looks like they're gonna.
So Demwe Kraniak, unlike the rest of the field, the ace of clubs versus no trump is their strong lead.
But this was spades.
Here.
This is against spades.
Spades.
Here, as David said,
Oh my
Uh-oh.
God, they didn't get their rough.
They're gonna make it. Now, did he think his partner had queen jack third of clubs? Because with queen jack third, he would
He
have
should've
thrown
played
the
queen
queen.
one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's gonna make it now. This is
Oh,
a disaster for the Spectre team. Swings like this cost 26 imps. I mean, you're gonna, or 25 imps. Instead of winning 10, you lose, well, they cost a lot of imps. Let's put it that way. 20 something. Very bad. I don't know what went wrong there, but you can see the possibility of something going wrong on a club layout like that. All right, so this looks like on the right side of the screen, a normal four spades, north, south. And the
well,
left side.
West has a marginal double of one spade. The thing is,
No.
the past hand,
You wouldn't do it, right? With only three hearts and the jack of spades.
I wouldn't.
No. So Jacoby 2-0, or actually it's
Past
past
hand.
hand, right? Past hand. So I don't know what's 2-0 by a past hand over one spade. Do
I
they,
don't know. I would have been, but most people play it's a good raise with shortness somewhere. But some people play it's one spade, three clubs is clubs, and one spade 2-0 is clubs and spades.
well, Al, can you find it on their card at what 2-0 by a past hand is? That could be a tough
If
one to look up.
Click on the thing, you could figure it out.
Boy, we can't click on it. This is a static picture.
yeah, and he hasn't given the explanation yet. Here it is. Fit showing. So
Well,
it's
Well,
showing
no, the
clubs and
three
spades.
clubs, yeah, on the right side of the screen, three clubs is fit showing. But on the left side of the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2-0.
You want the left. Yeah,
Mhm.
on the left, Ralph's to no trump shows 4+ spades and some shortness.
And will Nickel remember that? I mean, that's the kind of bid that doesn't come up very often because you
Doesn't
play
matter.
Drury.
Look at the hand he has.
Right, but does he remember what 2-0 means? This is the kind of bid that might come up once a year. If you haven't reviewed your notes, which was my least favorite thing when I played, is having a bid come up that comes up once a year.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would you rather make a fit showing jump, or would you rather show your shortness?
Oh, well, you and I believed more in fit showing, and opposite a strong club system, we would just bid four spades, wouldn't we? And give up on slam, or would you
Right,
yell
but
at me?
no, opposite of standard American four spades, opposite of precision four spades is reasonable, but opposite of standard American,
Fit showing, you know, we always thought fit showing was the way to go, right?
we did.
I would even venture four clubs to show. So
So-
if they use Blackwood and get too high, how about a club lead and a heart shift? They'd have to win the ace of clubs and switch. East would have to switch to a heart to beat five spades, right?
Yeah, the five is too high.
I wonder if 3-0's natural. Well, five in likelihood, five would make. Say they lead the queen of clubs, right?
Well, you should duck it.
Right, and East is going to win the ace and shift to a heart. That's what it would take to beat five spades. A Blackwood, I mean, I could see Blackwood,
I
but
wouldn't beat it either, Larry, because now the clubs are all good.
right. Queen of clubs, ace, heart shift, and
Yeah, I think.
you'd go up ace.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, I think they're stopping. I mean, you know, South's facing a past hand, so slam needs two aces plus something.
and his partner's gonna show short diamonds. That's no good for the South hand. Meanwhile, you've been playing for 10 days. Vince and Kraniak have been playing a lot of boards. That was scary to let that hand make. It's actually good for the spectators in the fourth quarter. It'll keep the match close.
So there's not going to be anything here other than an over trick. Certainly on the right side of the screen, it's going to make a quick 11 tricks with a heart lead. On the left side of the screen, maybe a slower 11 tricks.
Well, Nick got the jack of clubs lead. He should not be covering this.
Well, he's only in 4, so he probably doesn't care too much.
Well, Hurd will play a heart. Dummy has only 2 hearts and 1 diamond.
Well, could partner's lead be a singleton and partner has 2 aces? I don't see that.
That's the thing with these Rusinow leads. You never know.
And what if, for example, West had ace 5th of hearts, ace 5th of diamonds, and a singleton club?
Yeah,
Would he have bid Michaels with that? Probably, but
probably
still.
maybe not.
But you know, it reminds me of Kit Woolsey's advice on defense. When you really don't see anything, but you can find something simple like that, 2 aces and a singleton club, go for that, rather than find some complicated layout.
Yeah. The pawn that doesn't rate to have ace, queen of hearts, ace of diamonds even, because he didn't bid over a spade. You know, he's got probably 2 spades. Well, this is a boring hand, but we've had some good ones.
Well, if you're pausing, I'd like to go back to that hand where one of the players did jump raise or super accept a transfer holding ace king 3rd of trump. Now I know you guys don't like that from the law perspective, but what do you think about the players who use 2-no trump to show honor 3rd?
I think that's an improvement.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I definitely would want to show 3 or 4, but I think when Larry and I were playing, basically he said, don't do it with 3, period.
Right. However, this was a 1-no overcall where the overcaller had an exceptional range, like extras opposite. See, if we had opened 1-no 14 to 16 and thought it was worth 14 to 16, we weren't going to then jump to the 3 level to super accept with only 3 trump. But in this example, it was a 1-no overcall with 18 that became worth like 19 or 20 opposite a 5-card spade suit. So in that case, I can live with it.
I can live with it. I think it's fine.
But when we opened 1-no, I didn't want to be on the 3 level opposite a 5 to the jack and a 4 count. There was no law protection, especially match points.
So meanwhile, if my students can't get on, how are people getting on to watch?
Well, you should have sent the email to your students with the instructions the way I did. My students out there, I want you smiling and waving, even though I can't see you. So thank you, Larry, for sending us the instructions. David's students are missing out on the show.
So why don't you send them to me and I'll forward it to you.
It's too late.
Oh, there's still 8 boards to go.
Who's what? Not everyone's at their desk reading their emails every 5 seconds the way I do. Jan, if you're listening, thank you for getting me in at the last minute. I actually, Jan, if you're listening, I haven't been doing much ViewGraph announcing because normally there's like 8 million tables and people are clicking back and forth and I don't think anyone listens. But this was of some attraction to me in that it's kind of the only show in town. And, you know, I'm a bit of a ham in that even though I'm shy in person, I don't like to be doing ViewGraph if nobody's watching it. Whereas here, this is the only only table where you can watch it. So I like that concept.
Somehow I got knocked out of Zoom. What the hell happened?
Someone's texting me. Could be about this.
You still have me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have me. I gotta go back to Zoom.
I got a text saying it's very easy to get on, and Cheryl, who works in customer support for Breach with Larry Cohen, is saying, tell your internet challenge people to call her. You want her phone number? Everyone will be calling. I'm not going to give them your phone number, Cheryl.
I just sent you guys a link to Twitch. People who are having trouble with the Love Bridge logon might try that
Yeah,
instead.
but you click chat, right? Click chat and you can see that link.
I can't see anything. I don't know what just happened to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna allow to Zoom launch. I've launched Zoom again and nothing's happening.
I hear you. You can't see it.
I can't see anything.
Oh, this is my favorite way to analyze without you having to stick in your 2 cents.
No peak commentary.
All right, David, I have a text from your son now, and I won't get him in trouble. But
I can't get, how do I get onto, what am I?
I'm-
Oh, it's done.
I'm going to try to get him in
I'm back.
trouble.
I'm back.
David, I'm just going to tell you one word in the text from your son. It's
Oh,
one of your favorite. It's one of your favorite words. A 5-letter word starting with I.
Idiot. Yeah.
No, more favorite for you.
Inept.
Inept. Yeah, that's one of your
Ah.
favorite words. Your son. I won't say who he called inept. All right. Anyway, we're just, not digging into the play, but we have a new deal now on the right side of the screen, so we can talk about that.
So wait a second, what's her number?
I'm not giving it. We have a new deal, David. Maybe there'll be something. It looks interesting on the right side of the screen. Okay, we just had 3 boring deals in a row. On the right side of the screen, the dealer is East, who's going to pass. South's going to open some number of hearts, and West is probably going to bid 4 spades, and North might or might not double. So we expect 4 spades by West on the right side of the screen. I don't know if David can see it. If not, you'll just have to believe me. All right, people, stop texting me.
David, if push comes to shove, you can always leave and then
No,
rejoin.
I'm on.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay, so we have a new deal, David.
I see it.
Okay, South's going to bid hearts and West is going to bid 4 spades. Do you
Oh,
agree?
South could have been 1 heart or 2 hearts.
I think 1 heart and West is going to bid 4 spades and North is going to double. And what's South going to do? Because the double of 4 spades, we're going to predict 1 heart by South, 4 spades by West, double by North, which isn't penalty. It just shows a good hand. South's allowed to bid with offense. And if I had 2 diamonds and 1 spade in the South hand, I would pull. But I think with 2 spades and 1 diamond, I would sit. And sitting is
because
certainly the winning action.
You have a great partner who's going to lead the king of diamonds with the South hand. If I
Down
had
800.
the king of clubs.
Yeah, it's 800, right?
Really, well, they're off 3 1 1 1.
800.
Yeah.
And I think even you, David, sound player that you are, would overcall 4 spades, wouldn't you?
I'm afraid to admit I would.
And you would blame me for putting down king 4th of clubs instead of king 4th of diamonds, right? It would be my fault.
King 4th of hearts too. That's
Right.
pretty stupid also.
Not to mention a singleton spade. So it would be my fault as
That's
usual.
why I'm
for
glad
these,
you stopped playing.
Yeah. Well, I would be glad as you who bid the 4 spades because, vol against not, your bids were kind of insured by Lloyd's of London as opposed to some of the 4 spade overcalls I've seen in this
Remember
match.
that? You remember a hand from like the blue ribbon pairs of the Life Master?
Yeah, you bid 1 less than the field, and everyone went for
They opened the club,
1,400. You went for
I bid-
1,100.
I bid 3 hearts, red on
Right.
white,
Right.
and then pass, double, pass.
Mhm.
And the next guy smiled broadly and shook his head at you like we're doomed. And you were very nonplussed, put down your normal, I bid 3 hearts or something. You had like queen, jack, 10 fourth, none, queen, jack, 10 fifth, and queen, jack, fourth.
You probably made overtricks.
No, I went to 800.
Yeah, but everyone else went for 1100 because
I
they
had
bid
about
more,
10
right?
of them. At ace, queen, jack, 8 the hearts and something else.
Right. So on the left side of the screen, you can see in the top left corner the auction that we were predicting. On the right side of the screen, David, I don't think Eric Greco is deciding whether to pass the East hand. That's got to be an internet connection. Even you would agree with that, right?
The thing is, Nick, I mean, it's usually we trust the vulnerable opponents when they bid 4 spades on a hand like this. For instance, partner would double if his king of spades was the king of clubs instead.
Right.
Or the king of hearts. So, I mean, we usually trust the vulnerable opponents. I think Nick is going to bid maybe 5 clubs.
But you agree with me, 2-1 the other way should swing it.
Yeah, I mean, he might pass.
Well,
bid 5 clubs.
yeah,
I would
huge
have
losing
5 clubs.
decision. He turned plus 800 into a minus score.
And I think Bathurst is going to double. No.
Well, I have sympathy. I mean, I have sympathy for this. Marty and I used to have a rule that a vulnerable 4 of a major overcaller always makes it. That was our experience, like you were kind of saying. So we tended to pull these doubles. But here it's going to turn 800 plus 800 into minus 100 or so.
Well, that depends. You think Hurd's going to double?
He might. His
He
partner's
might.
vulnerable.
He's going to beat him a couple. I think Hurd's going to double.
Yeah, I think it's okay. On these, you double based on trumps, and not because he has 6 points, but he's got tricks. He's got
He
king fourth
also
of clubs and then
wants-
annoying hard holding and 1 spade.
He wants to encourage his partner to lead the ace of spades if he has it.
I don't mind a double here. I would mind a double on just some random high
Yeah.
card points.
Hurd did not double.
So we expect on the right side of the screen, now that the internet's up, it's going to start the same way, and it's going to be like a 14 to 17 imp decision for South. That's a big decision over that double. I know Kit Woolsey is a believer in playing that double as penalty. I don't agree with him, but he plays.
I'm a believer in the double of Kit Woolsey is the penalty
Why do you say that?
because he bids 2 more than anybody else. If you can't penalize Kit Woolsey, you can't. do
No,
anything.
Kit's saying he plays that is.
Yeah, I
He
know.
plays the double as penalty.
I
of
play
4
the double
spades.
as takeout, but I play all doubles of Kit Woolsey. You didn't understand what I was saying.
I see. I was watching Kit earlier. He did the first set this morning. He didn't comb his hair. Maria made sure my hair was combed. Some
Wait,
of you know her as Eugenia.
my hair is okay. I think.
Have you ever seen Kit with combed hair?
Well, there were some other. I've been watching some of the view graph. Not everybody was
Michael
like,
Camel?
well, I'm going to stay out of trouble. I was instructed to put on a nice shirt, fix my hair, and I even shaved, which, David, you've seen me on the golf course this month. Some people
I
have
shaved
accused
this
me.
morning.
People have accused me of not shaving for golf.
Yeah, you have a lot of very interesting language on the golf course when you miss a 3-foot putt.
So it seems, unfortunately, one of the problems with playing on tablets, we can see on the right side of our screen here, is that you need an internet connection. Now, I would think they could do this on a local server but then we wouldn't be able to watch it. Must be frustrating. I was told by one of the players there that things went very slowly because of not just lost internet connections, but just the whole process took a lot longer than face-to-face bridge.
It was okay when I did it. I mean, you got to realize there's not so much internet in Chicago. That's third world.
Yeah, really. I have to tell you that there have been internet connection issues at that hotel since 2015, I think was the first time I was involved with it. It just doesn't get better for
We
some
do
reason.
better. We do better on our cruises. Cheap, cheap plug, everyone.
And you have a better view from the window.
Well, that's for sure. And we're not doing tablets anytime soon on cruises, although we've talked about it. I mean, we don't really like bringing 20 cases of boards and a dealing machine and exchanging germs, but I think most of my people just want to play face to face. So for now,
Do you ever
it
play
doesn't
out
take-
on deck?
they could play on the deck with tablets,
Yeah.
but it would be take up less space. Also, I'm not digging into the left side of the screen here because, Five Clubs is just down a couple, and I don't think it's a big deal whether it's down 2 or 3 or 50 a trick.
What do you think about Hurd not doubling?
Well, we talked about that. I think it was okay to double. Your partner vulnerable at 4 spades, and you have nice
So
cards
you
on the
want
opponent's
got
suits.
18 ninth of spades or something.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's not like they're going to redouble and make over tricks. So as soon as dummy came down with the king, queen, jack, 10 of diamonds, Nickel knew that he had done the wrong thing.
King, queen, jack, 10 of diamonds, yeah.
I
Not
mean,
even,
his partner could have had, 4 little diamonds and all his points elsewhere, and both contracts could have made. We can criticize a lot, but I wouldn't jump all over this decision by Nickel.
no, I agree. When the vulnerable people bid 4 spades, they're expecting to make it.
For what it's worth, I've gone on to directly onto Lovebridge, and we do have scores for both tables through 37.
So but they did play the board on the right,
Yeah.
even though we can't see it. And what was the contract on 37 on the right?
Okay. Let's
No, we
switch
don't see it.
screens.
37
Schmuck.
with 4 spades.
38. Oh, right. So 38 we haven't seen yet.
38, we're waiting for Vince.
38 is where we're stuck, right? Yeah, so th- you have the same problem we have. They haven't played 38 yet on the right.
Well, we're waiting for Vince, so either he's taking the longest time to decide whether to open 1, 2, 3, or 4 hearts,
No,
or
I think that hand's too good for preempt. I
oh,
think
look at
he's,
Nick's hand on the left. Oh, on the left, we got some action.
yeah, an 7-5 hand. And yes, we're told it's a connection issue. We'd all think that, well, Zia might open 2 hearts with that hand on the right. Okay, anyway, on the left, the dealer is south. What do you think, David? What's Nickel gonna do? What would you do?
I
One
would open-
diamond?
I would open 1 diamond, but I could see anything.
One diamond, 1 spade overcall? Would be
No, 1
amusing.
diamond, it'll go 2 diamonds.
You think so with an in-between? I don't like to Michaels with
I think it's
in-between
too good.
hands.
I'll treat it as a strong one. Ace, king, ace, ace.
You're gonna Michaels and bid again with that?
Well, Michael's in bid again. I'll
I
take it.
think I would overcall a spade and then bid hearts, because I don't like to have the in-between, and I would hate to Michaels and then raise you. And you have jack and one in the majors. Yeah, maybe
You
it's
wouldn't
good
bid,
enough.
You would double. I mean, if they bid. Yeah, I think it's okay. Oh, look at this. Hanson overcalled 1 spade.
That's gonna change the whole nature of it now.
Now he's gonna he'll stay out of trouble.
Right, he'll stay out of 4 spades doubled. North south will probably just end up in a game.
4 hearts comes to mind, and they'll lose a club, a diamond, a heart, and a spade.
At
a spade
least.
and a rub. Well,
or a natural chump
what
trick.
do you mean at least? At least they got diamond pitches for the clubs. So what do you want him to lead against 4 hearts?
A singleton. If he leads ace of spades, queen of spades, you're saying it might make?
Well, you went the king and East roughs, and what is he gonna play? I don't
Right,
know.
I see the problem. They have to lead a club maybe to beat four hearts or shift to a
Well,
club.
let's see, a club, you win the ace, 10 of hearts, hearts of the queen. And you lose a trick in every suit.
Yeah, West might have to lead a club to beat hearts.
Maybe.
So West is going to be two spades now, you would think.
I would think West might bid three spades.
Okay, so on the left side of our screen, we might have an internet, probably have another internet connection issue because I don't think Nickel would be thinking this long.
And Maya has confirmed that that all of these delays are internet issues.
Move to South Florida. We have no problems here. Until it starts raining. All right, at any rate, what do you think Craniac just bid four hearts?
Yeah, he's facing a 6-card hard suit, and you know, the 10 of hearts is a nice card. The king of spades is well placed. You don't want to be in no trump because they'll knock out your only stopper. So it's going to be four hearts undoubled.
Ace of spades, queen of spades, king, rough. He's roughing with the trump trick. And what could he do? He can't get at the clubs.
Right. Now, what would declare know to play it that way?
You mean to take a finesse?
Well, which finesse to take?
Well, it goes ace of spades, queen of spades, and it goes king rough, and a club does not come back. That means the king of clubs is on your right.
And a club might come back anyway, right? What's he's going to play back looking at that dummy? Isn't he going to return a club?
Well, then he could win the queen and just pound out the hearts.
Yeah, but he'll probably
And
play a diamond and then he's okay that way, right? A diamond. Oh, but then how's he get to dummy? They'll rough the second round of clubs, right? When he crosses to take the trump finesse. So because ace of spades, queen of spades, king rough, he returns a club, the queen holds. He plays a diamond, West wins it, plays a spade, declare roughs, and can't get to dummy.
Right.
Did I say that too quickly? Probably. We see, David, on the left side of the screen, Michael's bid. So we're going to have finally action on both sides of the screen here.
Nick violated Steve Robinson's rule.
Which is?
If you don't open a
He would
5-card
vote-
major, you don't have one.
He would have opened the spade.
So now I think East is going to bid four hearts, wouldn't you? Facing a vulnerable Michael's bidder, you
Yeah.
would. I think
think
Hurd's going to bid four hearts, and Nickel's not going to bid four spades on this auction. So they're going to just play four hearts.
What do you mean?
Oh, you think West will bid again?
Yeah, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Partner's four hearts. I mean, your partner could have cube bid, right? Four hearts could just be based on a bunch of hearts.
Yeah.
You think West is going to bid again?
Let's say my partner has king fifth of hearts and king third of clubs and four little dimes and one little spade.
Yeah, that's a good, decent
That's
slam.
a
But
great slam.
yeah, West might bid again, and slam isn't bad. It's sort of on the heart finesse and handling.
Slam is fine. Nickel pair.
Yeah, on this layout, we don't know if slam would make though. So we don't know if slam makes on the left, and meantime on the right, we're about to see the moment of truth. I think East is going to surely return a club here because the queen of spades, there's no suit preference inferences there. It's just the spade he had to play. If he had ace queen jack of spades, you know, he has to play that one, right?
Wasn't there an article written about 30 years ago with ace queen jack? You should return the jack suit.
Oh, well, in this case, they'll declare a false card at the 10, so he could have played any spade. So in theory, he could have played the queen, jack, 9, or 8, and
Well, but
therefore,
he
it
wants
is
his
suit
partner
preference.
not to rough it if he's not roughing. I mean, I don't know. At any rate,
Well, if he returns a diamond now, then it's going to be easy. Well, no, not easy, because say it goes diamond to the ace and another spade and declare a roughs.
and he throws a diamond.
Right. And not only that, would declare no to go to the ace of clubs and yeah, so it's not clear he's going to make it. It's going to be interesting.
But wait a second. If he returns a diamond and a spade comes back and the East throws a diamond, how does declarer make it?
He can't.
He lost a diamond and two spades, and he's going to lose a club.
Right. He can't throw everything.
He can't make it.
Right. But what if a club comes back?
So he wins the queen, and what does he do now?
He probably plays a diamond.
So they
And then
win,
the same problem, win the ace of diamonds and play the jack of spades,
right?
throwing a diamond.
I'm not saying that he's got a good way to make this. This is where you use a double dummy machine.
It sounds like he can't make it because he's on all variations. East throws a diamond. On any variation, West has to get the ace of diamonds and can play a good spade
Okay,
on which East
I
can
have
throw a diamond.
one possible variation. Oh, I was thinking that Greco might have played the king of clubs back.
Well, yeah, but then they don't have a club trick. All right, so he's going to play the queen, and yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. Meantime, either Bathurst is thinking or the connection is lost on the left.
I think it's very instructive what David was doing, picturing hands where slam becomes very good.
Well, that's what he's
Larry
doing.
was talking about
That's what he's
that
doing, yes.
visualization before, and I just think it's something to reinforce with the audience.
Right. I've always heard that term plastic valuation. I don't know if that's an official term. That's the term I've always heard. And that's what, expert players do. They picture various hands. King, queen, fifth of hearts and out. You're sitting West on the left side of the screen and your partner's five hearts, king, queen. You have play for slam opposite that.
All right, so the West hand is much better with ace, king, fifth of spades and ace, fifth of hearts than it would be with ace, fifth of spades and ace, king, fifth of hearts.
Right.
Because your second suit is strong and your partner can rough that out. If your second suit, I think if the spades and hearts were reversed, you wouldn't have anything to think about. Now, I think he's going to bid again.
So if they reach slam, boy, is that a headache. King of diamonds lead. Let's say your East is in six hearts with the king of diamonds lead and he takes the ace. Now what?
He might just play a club.
And with South rough, I don't even know.
Should
Probably
South
would help. Yeah, that would probably help declare. It would probably be easy if South roughs. Very complicated six hearts, which we'll get to. So meantime, on the right side of the screen, queen of clubs, and now declarer's going to play a diamond, I guess, unless he's going to play the ace of hearts and try to drop a singleton king. Al, I heard someone talking about a lot of singleton kings, and I heard you talk about Hebrew school this morning.
Yeah, really. By the way, I call those Kingletons.
Mm-hmm. Rule of the
Yeah,
rabbi.
It has the declarer followed the rabbi's rule only once this entire tournament. That was first session today.
I suppose he's thinking about laying down the ace of hearts. Otherwise, he'd be playing a diamond.
Well, he knows the king of clubs on his right, and the left-hand opponent has already bid twice. But still.
Yeah, but I don't know that a singleton king of hearts as opposed to a singleton small heart would make a difference. So he's played the diamond. Hampson will certainly win. I know I teach my students second hand low, but this is an exception.
And he'll play the jack of spades back, right? Got nothing
Yeah,
better.
and he throws a diamond, and that's that. Not to mention that, declarer can't cross in clubs anyway, Westwood rough.
No, he could never make this hand.
No, it's probably going to go down in extra because he's going to try to cross now.
Bathurst did try for slam.
Well, that might be
That might be black.
Pickback. Yeah, that might be Blackwood. Most experts play that one over the trump suit is Blackwood, unless he thinks that shows 7-5 or something, 7 spades and 5 hearts.
If I showed 12 spades and 5 hearts, I would pass 5, 4 hearts. and look
I
at-
think that's Blackwood.
Yeah, I
Four
think
spades is key card.
So he's going to find out one key card and probably bid it over one key card. He could ask for the queen. So they're going to reach 6, and that's going to be exciting. That's when you want to click on the double dummy solver, which we can't do in this format.
I
Well-
can do it if you want me to.
so. Let's say he wins the opening diamond lead and leads a club.
We're talking about 6 hearts on the left side, because we see on the right side, 4 hearts is on its way to go down 1 or 2. Okay, so 6 hearts, we're talking about king of diamonds, win the ace. Well, first of all, might you play the queen of hearts? Knowing you need the heart finesse anyway, because you have a club loser. You know you have a club loser. You're going to plan the play from the west, from the long trump hand. So you
Maybe
have
you
to have a
want to
loser
play
club.
Spades and roughest spade first.
Well, you're gonna basically rely on the heart finesse. You're gonna hope spades are 4-3, which they are not, or queen 10-3 or something. You're gonna plan to rough 2 spades in the east hand and the heart finesse. So it's a fairly simple plan. Is you're gonna make it with the king of hearts with the opening bidder, which it rates to be, and a normal spade break. So I think that's an okay line of play, isn't it? To just work on spade, rough spades and take a heart finesse.
Anyway, king of diamonds, low, low, ace, and then queen of hearts, king, ace, and then
Ace of spades, rough a spade. Now a club, getting the news.
Yeah, but you win the ace. You rough another, and now that 8 of hearts becomes a card, does it not? No, maybe not.
I think you can get back and forth.
I'm not sure. You have to rough 3 spades in your hand.
So 4 hearts went down 2 on the right, and it was no swing. Missed opportunity for the nickel team because they could have gotten 800. Okay, so the answer to Blackwood presumably showed 1 key card and 5 diamonds asked for the queen, and 5 no showed the queen of hearts. So there they are.
And no
5
king.
no showed the heart queen, no king, but a little something is what the explanation reads.
Okay. So I'm going to guess, Al, if you click double dummy solver, it's going to say that it mixed. That's my initial guess.
I need the final pass before it's available. There we go. They say that it goes down on a diamond royal lead.
So only a king of queen of diamonds sets it. Anything else it makes.
Yeah,
Interesting. So why can't he make it the way we said? Let's see. Ace of diamonds, queen of hearts, king ace, ace of spades, rough a spade, club to the ace. Maybe he has to cash ace, king of spades. He'd probably have to cash ace, king of spades in this variation. 'Cause
Won't
if he
help.
doesn't,
The problem, North's gonna get in with a club sooner or later to play
Yeah.
a second trump.
but does he get in? Suppose you go ace of diamonds. I'm not going to argue with the double dummy solver, but how about this? Ace of diamonds, queen of hearts, king ace, ace of spades, king of spades, rough a spade,
Fine. How do you get
club to the ace, rough a spade, rough a diamond first, rough another spade. Does the 8 of hearts get in the way? Maybe the 8 of hearts gets in the way.
what I'm saying? The 8 of hearts is now a trick.
No, but it doesn't.
You,
Wait,
if you,
here.
ru-
Here's
you-
what I want to do.
Oh,
Here's my line. Ace of diamonds, queen of hearts, king ace, ace of spades, king of spades,
Yeah.
rough a spade, rough a diamond.
Rough a spade with you're
With the
roughing
10.
spades with your queen, jack, 10 of hearts.
Oh, yeah. But maybe when he gets in with the club, he has to lead into the 9-7 of hearts at the end. I can't argue with the double dummy solver.
Yeah,
Ace-
no.
But you got to lay out the card. Ace of diamonds, ace of spades, king of spades. That's double dummy, of course. Rough a spade, rough a diamond, rough a spade. Give up a club. Yeah, probably. I can see the problem. It is the 8 of hearts is the problem. I think if West had the 8 of hearts instead of the 7, the double dummy solver would say it can make.
So now, if he leads a club now,
But it's possible nickel has to do the right thing.
yeah, what is the effect of nickel roughing? That might make it for him. Now he would know what the hearts were, and he would play ace, king of spades and a spade, and he would see everything. And now he would have plenty of clubs to rough and dummy.
Right, but unfortunately, he's going after the line, the simple line of, like I was saying, which really rates to make. I mean, it's that 5-2 spade break that's the killer.
Meanwhile, it's Greco's turn again. Even 2-0. Must be something interested in game somewhere. I'll be back in a minute. Looks to me
Uno
like
specifically says Hearts Invitational or
well,
better.
the other one's going to accept.
I don't think I've ever seen that treatment.
So if the right side of the screen stops in 4 hearts, it's just a tremendous amount of imps, 26 imps swing, 13 one way or the other on pretty random events. I mean, it's 6 hearts, I think, once South opens is worthwhile. It really is odds on, even though we think it's going to go down now.
What do you want to do for dinner?
David in the background is discussing dinner. That's long gone for me. Everyone who knows me knows
I have a question.
I'm working on bedtime.
I have a
David,
question.
you're working on dinner or I'm working on bedtime?
That's my question. Do you have any leftovers? We can come over.
Dinner was hours ago.
What about leftovers?
No leftovers.
That's sacrilege. My mother taught me to plan for leftovers.
Okay. Another message from your son, David, but I'm not gonna get him in trouble anymore.
Tell
Oh,
him
Michael, please
fire.
share with the rest of us.
He didn't say this, but I'm gonna say it to you. Don't embarrass him. So we're talking about Michael Berkowitz, who some of you might not know is David's son, and he works for me now. Michael works for me. He's
Yeah.
teaching, he's writing, he's inherited his father's sarcasm
Oh, too bad.
and work ethic.
Oh, that's even worse.
And sense of
He
humor.
has an article in the bulletin every month.
Yeah, he does have your sense of humor. That's good.
I sent him an email the other day from USA Today. It said Indian grandparents sue son for not providing grandchildren.
He has a dog.
And I sent that to him.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't get a response.
he's got your sarcastic humor, but he's more politically correct. He hasn't gotten himself in as much trouble yet. So on the left side of the screen, after the Queen Hearts King Ace, Hurd has cast the Ace of Clubs and Nickel has discarded, which basically tells Hurd that Nickel has 12 cards in spades and diamonds.
Yeah,
So that's going to slow things down to a crawl because he's now playing double dummy. He basically knows Nickel is 5-1-7-0 because that's the only, or 4-1-8-0.
if he gives up a club trick, he knows the trump's coming back. He can't make it. I don't think he can make it from this start, but it's going to take some time.
Well,
So now Hampson has Q bid 4 diamonds. North has bid 5 diamonds. Wow, a lot of diamonds. How does 5 diamonds do? So if 2 spades, a heart, a diamond, it's down at least 500.
well, more than 2 spades because they're going to play trump and a trump.
Right, on top of that, the 6 of diamonds over rough semi.
Well, that's, I guess, one way to do it. Ace of spades, king of spades, spade, rough over, rough, 800.
Well, do you think Greco should double 5 diamonds? His pawn is cubit 4 diamonds, and I don't know,
Well, he might think his partner's void in diamonds, which makes his hand, well,
worse.
not if his partner's got, say, ace and a club,
The
which he
pitch for the
does.
club, right? His pawn is
Ace and a
6
club and a
diamonds.
diamond void.
You can easily see a slam making.
The ace of diamonds could be a useful card. So let's see, on the left side of the screen, if Katz does not return a trump, then declarer can make it, I think, right? He can go ace, king of
Yes, total
spades.
cross rough, yeah. He will make it.
He can, well, are you sure he can?
Yeah. What's the difference? Let's see.
Oh, because Katz is going to throw some clubs away and that 8 of hearts gets back into play.
Well, let's say he leads a diamond, you rough it. Ace,
Right,
king,
now ace, king of spades, rough a spade, rough, he throws a club,
yeah,
rough a
maybe.
club, rough another spade, he throws another. I think you can maybe score them all up in time.
At 8 of hearts left. But he's got
You
it.
want to hear the double dummy analysis?
Sure.
He has to play a
It
trump.
says it's down on anything but a club continuation.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, club, certainly, he's not going to play a club, that's for sure.
Yeah, but they're saying
So
that
if he will,
the other
he'll
3
survive a
suits,
diamond.
Right, because you're
the other
right.
3
He
suits,
can't,
beats, yeah.
right, he can't rough everything in dummy because Katz throws away his clubs, I think.
Oh, so Greco has doubled 5 diamonds. And
So this is going to be a huge swing for the nickel team. The match is going to be about tied, assuming 6 hearts is down. And they're going to collect 5 or 800. That's going to basically tie the match. Of course, we have 6 more deals now, and then a tiny break, and then 15 more deals. It's going to be very exciting. And we already said earlier, nickel wins all close matches, but maybe we've given the announcers jinx.
here comes more trouble.
What time do you anticipate being done?
Okay, David, I have to tell you now, and Michael, this is for both of your parents. There's something called mute. When you press that, no one has to hear about your dinner plans. Mute, you know?
Well, maybe
Mute.
somebody's got some good ideas.
There
Where's
you
the
go.
mute button?
I often wanted the mute button, David, when you were the dummy, because that's what dummy means. And somehow you would be the dummy and still be chirping away. Ah, there he is. David's on mute. I wish I had that button when we were partners. Okay, so against 5 diamonds doubled, they went ace of spades, king of spades, and they're going to rough a spade, and it's just going to be a routine 800. And Michael, son of David, since you're listening, you better stop sending me texts now that you know they get read over the air.
Tell us, send them to me. No, I'll read them on the air too.
Okay, so on the right, it's going to be 800. On the left, we think is going to be 100. 900, if I remember, is 14 imps. I don't know. And that would make it a tied match.
Amazing.
So it's a bit unlucky for East West on the left because, like I said, slam on this auction was pretty good. But there's a lot of luck in imps. Unfortunately, these slams that are 50-50, when the other table's not in it, they swing like 20 something imps. It's unfortunate. Okay, so on the right side, we have a new deal, which looks like a routine 4 hearts to me. I suppose if you really overbid a lot, you could bid a slam, but 4 plus 8, 15 opposite 12. Looks like a very normal 4 hearts, maybe 3 no. So it looks like a boring deal.
When you guys played your precision, did you ever open that north hand one diamond because the spades are such garbage?
No.
We weren't smart enough.
Who didn't you just quote someone earlier that if you don't have, open it, you don't have five?
Stevie
that it
Roberts.
even-
Well,
Yeah.
Steve Robinson doesn't
Yeah.
play a big club.
Well, no.
But the south hand, we might have opened the no trump if it was around.
I wouldn't. I would open a heart. So this is gonna go spade, two hearts, four hearts, I think, showing a minimum. I know it's control rich, but
I would bid three hearts. I mean, if
ace,
you're
king,
playing-
ace.
This is why I play over here that the difference between three spades and three no is short spades. Because opposite short spades, the north hand has a good hand.
Well, some
Opposite-
people play three spades here as natural. Spades in old fashioned.
I know you play that way sometimes, but I think I like what my wife says. We already have one trump suit. How many do we need?
Well, playing three spades natural here sounds like a recipe for disaster, if you ask me. Let's put it this way, I won't be teaching it on my next cruise.
And then
That three spades shows shortness.
And then four spades is kickback and Blackwood and
Yeah.
you know,
So he did bid three spades, non-serious try. All right, so on the left side of the screen, Ralph Katz did return a trump. And we just think Declare is gonna run out of handling, as we say. From his point of view, spades could still be 4-3, in which case he could make it. If South's got four spades and eight diamonds, right, which is possible.
mhm.
So he would rough the spade, yeah. So if spades are 4-3, he's still making it. But once they're 5-2, he's going to fall a trick short.
In
He's gonna
your
f-
2/1 teachings, is there ever a reason to not raise two hearts to three hearts when you have a three card fit?
Maybe if you have king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 6 of spades.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I want to support with support. But yeah, if it was an extreme hand, like three little hearts, and I wanted to say something else, sure.
Okay, well, that was actually where I was heading, was with
Yeah.
three puppies at a minimum.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Raise.
allowed to use judgment, but generally I'm going to raise to 3 or 4, depending on if I have a minimum or not. Okay, so they ended up in a normal 4 hearts, and it's just a matter of over tricks.
Well,
Declare in
into
4,
the nickel.
it was a 14, yeah, so it's tied. 171's 171 with about 20 deals to go, 21
No,
deals
it
to
should
go.
be exciting for the people at the end.
Yeah, it'll be past my bedtime. I'll look at the score in the morning the same way I look at the baseball games.
Nobody
So-
tells Harry the Yankees score.
Declare in 4 hearts. This is the kind of hand where you know it should make, but you don't have a 100% claim. So, I mean, if it goes spade low and you misguess, well, that's 2 spade losers. You might lose the queen of hearts, and then things slow down because you don't want to be careless. It's a kind of deal where you know 99% of the time you'll make it, but you have to think about the 1% of the time that everything's bad. And now that the spade won.
Gee, the Clear played a spade from dummy and Greco played low.
Well, maybe the 3 spade control bid. Although I
With
guess
Odd shortness. I don't know. No one
I
said
didn't see the alert. Couldn't
said
be a
it.
singleton king, I
I'm
guess.
curious. Yeah, well, this is everybody's 4 hearts. Said Jack and I mean, you could afford to lose one trick in each red suit and one spade trick. If you, once the spade comes in, you could play ace, king and a heart and give up a heart. And they
Yeah, but
win.
that's not 100% because you're running into a potential spade uppercut. You know, if hearts are 4-1, like here, ace of hearts, king of hearts, they win the queen of hearts, they go spade to the ace and another spade. You wouldn't like that. So there's really no sure line at this point.
I don't know. You could throw a diamond away maybe and give him.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. Remember when we used to play on Jimmy Kane's team? I would always get these deals, and I would take the 99.1% line, and then Alan Cohen would write me up and say there was a 99.2% line, and I'd get a big letter in the mail. And remember those times?
Yeah, you would call me and say, I'm quitting bridge. Well, Vince is playing ace, king and a diamond, so he's under no problems.
Well, he's still not 100% here. I mean, you wouldn't want this to get over roughed and then ace of spades and a
Yeah, but
spade.
he sees the queen of diamonds come up. He will lose promotion now. He'll lose a fourth diamond. He'll lose a spade, a heart, and a diamond.
Yeah, he can afford that.
That's what he's gonna lose.
See, so ducking that ace of spades is going to come back now with the preventing that over trick.
Now, at the other table, it's gone one spade, two hearts, three hearts. So this is what I love. You know, people play serious and non-serious, but to play three spades and three no are both spade cupids, one showing shortness. Strong.
Please stop saying that.
But everybody forgets it. So what's the difference?
Right. That's the problem. I can't play something like that.
You used to
I
play
have
it.
enough hard time getting my students to remember support doubles or jury. Those are the two most
Support
forgotten
doubles are out
conventions.
of the question. It's very simple. Don't make support doubles.
I read your story about Jackie Mitchell when she said she'd allow you one thing and you said support doubles and she said forget it.
Yeah, she did say forget it. So Larry, Lisa and I are going out for dinner. You want to come and have dessert with us?
Don't make me laugh. Underneath this are my pajamas. I'm
Ah.
ready. I have an early tea time tomorrow.
I was going to play, but they couldn't put me in. Who's the group? Who can I get rid of?
It's all back tees.
Mancini's playing?
No. Bruce, who was on Viewgraph earlier, Bruce Rogoff. Two of your other bridge playing friends.
Sartorius, you and who?
A national champion winner named Alan Osofsky.
He's playing back?
All right, so on the left, it looks like they've run out of steam in four hearts. You wouldn't want to be in five. They did make only four. Okay, so we have a new deal on the right side of the screen where it looks like East-West have a slam, six hearts.
They have 12 8.
Very, very good slam.
Well, Larry, would you open that hand two clubs if you could?
Yes, I
Wow,
think so.
Vince opened one club in third seat. So
Well,
now
West has too much to bid four hearts, don't you think? So he's,
he always used to play one club, four club, showed a strong two-bit hearts.
yeah, that's a scary one to remember
Like that
also, but
until-
yeah, I like that.
Like that
This
until,
is,
until Rosenberg passed one day.
yeah, this is not going to be easy at all to reach six hearts. I don't
Well,
see
I
any.
think Greco's worth two clubs here, don't you think so?
Well, you might just bid a straightforward number of spades. Well, North has raised clubs and now,
Full credit to Craniac and Demoy. They're making life miserable.
yeah, well, you would open that hand in third seat if you could open a natural club. I mean,
I think Greco's going to bid four spades and Hampson will sit there for a while.
you might bid six hearts over that. Although, you know, your partner could have, you could be up two aces.
He
Your
could
partner's
block
four
it, but-
spade bid. Partner's a passed hand. So partner could have, well, partner won't have six spades because he didn't open a spade preempt.
He needs another trick. Ace king. He needs the ace king of spades and the queen of diamonds.
Yeah, it's not so easy to bid over this. Well, what about 5 hearts, which, gets you to hearts and shows your hand? Maybe that's a compromise.
Yeah, I think that's an okay bid. 5
But-
hearts.
Is he going to raise that?
Yeah, what could he have that he better than he has? He's got ace, king, queen, 10, fifth of a suit. I think he might bid 5 no, pick a slam, and it's gonna get 6 hearts.
There's 5
There you
hearts
go.
by West. Samson was on my wavelength.
I
So
think,
that just shows a good heart hand. That's really all it's saying. It's saying I had too much to overcall 1 heart.
or 4 hearts.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you that I think Greco with 3 tricks and two trump is nicer than 1 trump. If your partner say is king, queen, 7.
I think he's gonna take a while and bid 5 no. Just in case he belongs in spades or diamonds.
You're more sure of the take a while than what he's going to actually bid, right?
Meanwhile, how's Nickel doing in 4 hearts? He hasn't guessed the spades yet.
Well, I bet he'll guess them right.
Yeah, you are the optimist.
Did he get a diamond lead? No,
No,
I missed the
Club
lead.
lead
over
and
there.
won the ace. Played ace, king, and rough to diamond. And that's
Why
where
does he have the king of diamonds in his hand?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. What did he do?
He did get a diamond lead to the
Oh, so
10
that was helpful.
and then club ace. Diamond ace.
Yeah, but he's still gonna
Diamond
end
rough.
up probably making only 4 because he's gonna lose 2 trump tricks and the ace of spades one way or another. They're gonna get that rough, diamond rough. So it looks like 420 and a push.
That hand has some, I've seen people get too high on hands like that.
Yeah, I could see getting to the 5 level and that would not be fun to play.
Well, let's see what Greco is gonna do. Wait, Greco's on the phone. He wants to know what I'm having for dinner. Maybe he wants to join me. I'm
So this-
gonna go out on a limb and predict Greco bids 5 now.
So these players are in a hotel in oh, he bid 6 hearts.
Oh,
Well
Right.
done by Greco and Hampson. Like, wasn't clear to get to that slam with the interference. Well, the play will go very quickly.
So you don't like that convention, Larry? 1 club, 4 club shows a strong 2-bit in hearts.
I used to play that. Not with,
Mammy,
did I play it with
overcalls.
you?
You played it with Marty. Did he forget it?
If anyone would have forgot it, it would have been me. I thought I didn't know if I played it with you. I'd have to look in our notes.
Maybe that's overcalls.
I gotta say that Des Moines and Craniac made life difficult.
Yeah, but I would call that normal. I mean, I assume Nickel's going to open in 3rd
Normal?
seat at the other table.
Yeah? You
Ace, queen,
think-
jack, 5th. In 3rd seat, pass. You have ace, queen, jack, 5th. You open. It makes it so much harder on the opponents when.
Of course, it's gonna go 1 no pass 3 no, and your pawn is gonna stick out the 5 of hearts or something.
Right. You always
It's-
open
it's
3rd
both-
seat with a good suit.
Would you open vulnerable?
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, in our system playing precision, I wouldn't open because I'd have to open a diamond on 3 to the jack. That would do me no good.
So Greco, Hampson claimed. Well done for East West. Who are having a pretty good game.
Yeah, and let's face it, this is not the nickel team's strongest lineup. They'll have their strong front 4 in for the final set. So for them to have gotten back to even this set was really good for them. And Levin and Weinstein will be playing the final set, replacing Nickel and Katz. And we'll see the same 4 players for the Spectre team.
All right, so we have a new board. 42.
Looks like a
So,
part score deal.
I know people who would open that two spades. I might myself if I didn't have the king of hearts. The king of
Well,
hearts,
who's the dealer? West?
yeah.
So West
No, east.
pass. East is the dealer? I
East
can't
is the
read
Would
the
dealer.
open
screen.
two spades. I mean, that's really, the king of hearts is what makes it bad.
Yeah, not for me. So when pass, that, see, now that's a hand I would not open in third seat, 5 to the 8 in hearts. See, so one spade overcall. South could bid 2 diamonds here. I think that's what I would do. Passed hand.
And
Doubles.
would you double with the west hand now to say you had?
Well, South doubled. I can't double. South doubled.
Oh, well, if he bid 2 diamonds, you would have doubled.
Yeah, Snapdragon showing 2 of partners and others. It's so I don't like that double with only 3 hearts. I guess they're going to end up in the 4-3 fit with the 5-1 break.
Unlucky.
Well, we'll declare, will they be able to figure out that the king of hearts is singleton?
There's your rabbi again, Al. How many singleton kings offside are there going to be in this match?
They're gonna lead king of spades to the ace, spade to the jack, and a spade rough with the jack and not over roughed. That doesn't mean anything in this game, because people don't automatically over rough.
Well, he's not necessarily going to defend that way.
Well,
A spade to the ace and a club back probably. So on the left, I think we're just waiting for Nickel to make only 10 tricks. He's in no danger, right?
I think he was making 11.
No, he's still got to lose the spade and 2 heart tricks.
Oh,
He can win the king of hearts and claim 10 tricks, or he can duck and suffer a diamond rough. So I don't know why it's taking so long. Sometimes you get a little punch drunk after 10 days and you just can't see it. I mean, I don't think he's taking this long to try to make an over trick. He just might not realize that he's got a claim.
or it might be the internet.
Just blame Al.
Sounds like a TV series. So Declarer's gonna probably lose here. 2 spades and a club and a long heart and probably the king of hearts. So he might make it.
Yeah, you should.
You can ruffle all those spades and tell me, right? Ace, king of diamonds, the queen falls. I think it's gonna play well in 2 hearts.
I agree.
Okay, we're told they're now using a hotspot instead of the hotel internet. So we might not have any more internet problems. I won't ask why they didn't try the hotspot days earlier, but that's not for me to say.
In the past, hotspot means Jan Martell's telephone.
Okay, so now on the left, we're going to see if Bathurst and Hurd can duplicate the good result that the nickel team had on the right. Let's see if nickel starts with 1 club, which I highly recommend. Certainly not vulnerable. I wonder if Marty Bergen would consider 3 clubs. Oh, come on, Nick. Nick passes, or as we sarcastically say, he jumped to pass.
Would you open that hand 2 clubs? I think you would, right?
Precision 2 clubs. So yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, how can
2 clubs with.
let me use another expression from Marty Bergen. He had a lot of expressions. Third seat favorable is not bridge. I like that expression. And third seat white on red, you pass, it's not bridge. You just.
I'm surprised that Bathurst didn't open 2 clubs.
Yeah, because now you have a rebid problem. Like a hard pass a spade, you have to do one of those fancy phony jump shifts to 3 diamonds. Whereas if you open 2 clubs, you just bid hearts next, and it's a better description. Because now I think he's going to bid 3 diamonds. He's too strong to bid 4 hearts.
since he can
They
make
may
it
use an artificial 3-club bid, but don't
Well-
quote me.
opposite 4 little, 3 little, 2 little, 4 little, he has a cold game. I mean, why wouldn't he open that hand 2 clubs? I think I would.
Yeah. It's just easy to describe. If it's a 2-suiter or 3-suiter, that's hard to describe. I'm
Right.
all for starting with 1, but this hand's easy to describe. 2 clubs and then bid hearts, and you've described your hand.
Well,
There's no
sometimes
way to describe it now.
when the opponents, when you're red on white,
That's-
you're worried about the opponents, but these
Oh.
opponents have gone pass, pass, pass. So you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about it so much.
Yeah, I don't see Hurd bidding over this.
No,
Or loser hand.
I think this is certainly 12 imps to nickel.
Yeah, so not a good job here by East West.
So it turns out that Vince and John helped them. But if he had opened 2 clubs past 2 spades, past 3 hearts, past 4 hearts, a good start.
Yeah, well, at our table on the right, we would have seen a strong club auction, and they would have gotten there presumably.
Okay, well, Nick and Ralph are doing pretty well too.
Well, except they missed their chance for 800 on board
Yeah.
38.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a push. So Nickel is going to now have the lead. Nickel's going to have a 13 imp lead.
40-14 for the set.
David, how come it never went this way for our, well, I know when we used to sit out, I don't mean to complain, but
But
Seemed
you
like-
will anyway.
all right, I better not say it.
I know. I would be lying. I would
You'd be
taking-
sleeping.
It'd be the second quarter. I'd be taking my nap. I'd be like an hour into an hour and a half good nap, and the phone would ring. I'd pick it up with Larry says, "Don't bother showing up for the third quarter. We're down 70."
That did happen a lot. All right, so the play in 2 hearts, I haven't watched it in detail, but I would imagine it's gonna make comfortably.
So I think nickel will bid 2 diamonds.
Yeah, that's more straightforward than the creative negative double. I like to have 4 hearts for a negative double unless I'm totally stuck. No, Nickel has jumped to pass.
Yeah. Well, they might be well, I think West is going
West
to
will
bid.
bid a no trump.
No, he passed also. I was at a pass partner.
Oh, his partner was a passed hand, right? So that's gonna be it, 1 spade.
One spade.
Well, that's not a good result for north-south defending. Well, 1 spade, they have 5 spades and the club eventually.
Maybe
Maybe.
rough a diamond or 2 in dummy. Those trumps are going
The
to.
9 and 8, the spades come in. Yeah, it's probably gonna make a spade, although a trump shift might
Yeah,
set it.
shift will beat him, won't it? He'll
Well,
take-
it doesn't, I would think a trump shift switch looking at that dummy.
He'll take 5 spades and a club.
If there's a trump switch.
Well, he should switch to a trump. He's gonna spawn to, I don't know. I can't guess what anybody's doing these days.
I wonder what he was gonna do if his partner reopened, like he has 9 prime points in past. How was he gonna?
Nick did find the trump shift.
All right, and then he'll play another trump. Yeah, so 1 spade is gonna be down 1, I guess.
Assuming Ralph goes up when they lead a club from dummy, a heart from dummy.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? So it looks like 2 hearts made 10 tricks. 170.
Well, if you're
Sonny
gonna,
Moyes would be proud.
if Cognac's gonna play him like that, Vince is right, to make his negative double. Maybe he should have raised.
All right, so it'll probably be 170 and 100, so 2 imps.
He made
for
9 tricks.
Spectre. Oh, 9 tricks, because he had his 8 in the bank and it looks like he has the last 2. Oh, he might have finessed the
Yeah,
heart at the end. I didn't see.
King of Hearts got to score.
King of Hearts scored. Okay, so 1 imp for Spectre if 1 spade's down 1. All right, we have a new deal where it looks like north-south have a nice club heart fit and east-west have a nice diamond fit. So
South is
east-west
gonna
have
open a
11,
club.
east-west have 10 tricks in diamonds, right? With the spade finesse.
Would you think Hampson's gonna overcall?
I don't know his style. Nobody's vol.
You don't want the lead. He can't bid 2 diamonds. Most people play 2 diamonds, shows the majors here now.
So he did bid a diamond.
Loves his natural.
The north
Lead
bids a-
director.
North will get hard.
Yeah. Now, for my students, 1 heart does not promise 5 here. When it's a 1 heart overcall, 1 spade promises 5. But when it's a 1 diamond overcall, 1 heart can be 4.
So what do you think Greco's gonna bet?
Some cubit raise of diamonds.
There you go, 2 clubs.
So how about 3-0 on a 3-0 by East? You think, wouldn't that make? I know they can take 5 club tricks, but let him try. First of all, he's going to lead a heart against 3-0. And if he leads clubs, he'd have to lead the ace king and they'd have to unblock. I think 3-0 by East is a very viable final contract and would probably make, even though they're off the club suit.
Wouldn't you have bid 3 hearts with the south hand at this point? I mean, you only, how many points does a void count as?
Well, some say you count it as the number of trumps you have, so that would be 4.
Okay, 4. So that's 15. I would have jumped to 3. I mean, that's I don't know. So now it's gone 3 diamonds, which I assume showed something because they were only forced to 2 diamonds.
I think Greco is going to bid 3-0 and make it, don't you?
He might.
I'll predict he doesn't take the spade finesse for the over trick, though.
I predict he bids 3 hearts and does not, and his partner bids 3 spades, and they don't get to 3 now.
Yeah, because you're a scientific bidder as opposed to a truck. Oh, I better not say that. Last time I wrote that, I got in trouble.
How do you get into trouble all these times?
It's because I write these articles. I used to write articles in the Bridge World, and they'd write letters to the editor that I was. Once I got accused of being, what's the term for when I criticized Europe? I think I was too nationalistic.
Provincial?
I complained that they allowed smoking and didn't have free water at the venue. And I got a lot of nasty letters from Europeans for criticizing their ways. But I have not gotten into nearly as much trouble as you have over the years. So
Me?
Yeah.
All I did was trade my wife Azia's camels. That got me into trouble.
For those who tuned in late, we were talking about the Morocco, which I believe, does the Sahara Desert start in Morocco? I know it is east of there. I know you can take camel rides. They have tours. When we were in Egypt, they put Maria went on one of those camels, and when it stood up, she almost fainted.
So as predicted, Hurd made 6 tricks in 1 spade.
Yeah, so one imp for Spectre. Well, if they pick up 1 imp a board, they'll win the match. So we have 3 more deals here, and then you'll get to hear more
Well, Mitch
passive
is sitting there,
analyzers. What's that?
Mitch is sitting there waiting.
Oh, so you're right, David. Greco did bid a scientific 3 hearts.
And I have no doubt that David's gotten in more trouble over the years than Larry, by the way.
That is true.
Listen, it's not too late. Anybody buys tickets for the Hall of Fame banquet, Larry's getting involved.
I heard that you said you were going to step down and make Larry do it from now on.
He'd love to. He loves to speak in public. By the way, Larry, that reminds me, have you written my speech yet?
Your children will do that for you. All right, so they've stayed out of 3-0. Now can they stop in 4 diamonds? That's the limit. I think East has had enough here. At least 5-3-3-2 hands. I mean, Greco can see that 11 tricks.
Well, the
It's gonna
question,
be-
is, do 3 diamonds show anything?
I would think not, because he could have bid 3 clubs if he had something.
No, but he could have passed if he had nothing.
Yeah, but maybe they play you bid to your number or trump
Yeah,
directly.
oh, well, I don't know.
So Bathurst on the left has also overcalled 1 diamond, so we'll see if East West can stay out of game. Okay, so Greco did pass. And unless he does something
They-
creative,
They
They'll
need
make
to
10
get to the
tricks.
right, they need to get to the right game.
well, there's no right game, but you mean on the layout, 3-0 would make, because it's unlikely they're gonna lead the king ace of clubs, right?
Hurd could bid 3-0 now.
Yeah,
It's not the worst bid we've ever.
it's practical. I mean, you know, clubs isn't the suit you worry about having stopped, it's hearts. Okay, so
it was
Hurd makes a
close.
diamond, some sort of diamond raise, and do we have any reason to think 4 diamonds won't make? I mean, the normal play in spades is to finesse the jack, and I can't see why he would do anything else.
Okay, if nickel doesn't bid 3 hearts here, okay, he bid 3 hearts.
Now maybe pass 3-0. And definitely it would make.
Do you think Cat should let him play 3-0? He's got a big. double
Yeah,
board.
but he's got too much junk. I mean, 4 hearts from his point of view looks like you're just giving them 500.
3 and you're giving him 100 for sure. I think it turns out that 4 hearts is a good save, I bet. There you go, Lara, 3-0 from her.
Yeah, it's gonna make, I'll give you 10-1 nickel does not lead the high club. Well, I guess it's possible.
I'll take 10-1.
Yeah, I
That-
think it's possible, right? Because you can always look it over and switch to a heart. So yeah, I think that actually, now that I start to think about it, what's the harm in leading a high club? I'm talking myself now maybe into it.
How
Is that double dummy?
What's Ralph gonna play? The 9?
Well, if they play right side up, it'll be easy. He's gonna unblock them. If he leads it, I think they'll run them, because Ralph will encourage. So maybe I can talk myself into the ace of clubs lead. What do you think?
I
Have
think
a
you
look,
could,
have a
ace
look, and you can always switch to hearts.
to a heart later.
I think 10-1 was bad.
Yeah, that was too many. I'm going even money now.
No, I'll take the deuce of hearts at even money. Mightn't he lead a low club playing his partner for an entry?
Well, I don't see the point in a low club, because now you've put all your eggs into one basket at once. If you're gonna lead clubs, why not a high one and then reserve the right to
I
switch?
tell you, when you see that dummy, you say, well, they're not making it.
Whoops.
Okay, 2 of hearts.
All right, I should have given the 10-1. All right, so Declare's gonna make 400 and win. Well, it's not vol, so what is that, like against 130, 7 imps?
I have a question for you. Their
Spectre.
agreement is to lead the ace from Nick's holding, the ace of clubs. When dummy hits with queen doubleton, what do you signal with the north hand?
That I
Ace
love it.
normally asks for attitude.
Yeah, so I play the 9. I love him.
Well, you see the queen in the dummy.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't unblock the jack.
that's why I was wondering if it was attitude or if it's count, attitude for the jack, or if it's count.
It's attitude. Do you like
Okay.
him or you don't like him? Hello, Michael.
Hi, everybody. Didn't
Yeah,
want
we
to
have-
interrupt.
Yeah, Mitch Dunitz and Michael are waiting in the wings. We've made it easy for you to take over because we just played around for a while. You guys can talk serious bridge and everyone
That's
might
us.
appreciate that.
Well, you've gotten the match to be very close.
Well, we had 6 of the most boring deals ever and 6 wildly entertaining deals. So that I like
Sure.
that.
There's been a lot of haymakers thrown in this segment. I'll tell you.
Yes. You were watching, huh?
Yes, I was watching. Yes, trying to learn something about how to commentate from you fellows.
Or how not to.
From the Abbott and Costello School of Commentary.
Michael goes way back with David and me. We even used to play golf together in New Jersey when we were young.
That's right. You should see my game now, Larry. No,
Yeah, come move to
I'd like to
Florida.
see my
We'll play
game.
you-
Yeah.
Move to Florida. We'll play you for money. So that's Michael Camel and Mitch Dunitz and Al Hollander are going to be your broadcasters for the final 15 deals. It really is exciting. I might even stay up and watch it.
No chance.
And then blame us for a bad round of golf tomorrow, right?
You could see it. It's dark here. I don't have the light.
He doesn't
Wait,
even.
I look like a ghost.
Are
he
the
doesn't
Yankees
know
playing
anybody
tonight?
well.
Of course, they play every night.
Okay, all right. Well, it's
I
a
want to know,
Monday.
can I
They
blame
used to
the
have games off on Mondays. You know?
But you're a Mets fan.
No, I was just curious whether you'd be sleeping or watching the Yankee game.
I never
That was
watch
it.
live. I
Well,
record and
but
watch the
okay.
next day.
Oh, I see.
All right. So anyway, he's not going to take the finesse here for an over trick, but nickel is discarded down to doubleton queen, so he's going to make 430 against 130.
Still
And we have a
seven.
new deal on the right. I guess we better talk about that. We only have 2 deals left. So
Well,
let's see.
Hampton's opened a 14 to 16 no trump with 13 in a 6-card suit.
Right, and South Balance to show 1 major, and then Hampson bid his diamonds. We're talking about the right side of the screen, and I
So
guess
will
he's going to
South
play in
bid-
3 diamonds.
Yeah.
South's not going to bid again, is he? No.
I don't think so.
So 3 diamonds, he's going to lose a club and a heart and 2 diamonds, so probably make 3 diamonds.
I think
I
he's
like the
got,
1 no opening.
Well,
he's got 2 heart losing, 2 heart.
Oh, yeah.
they've-
See, that's why Michael's there.
Also, they've let a spade. He might win this in dummy and play a diamond to the king. It wouldn't be the world. Well, probably not.
Right, so he can't really get rid of those heart losers. I mean, eventually set up clubs, but by then North will get in. Okay, so on the left, West opened a more normal diamond, probably stretching to open 1 no was just too much there. So South's going to overcall 2 hearts. And will West have a way to rebid those diamonds? On the left side of the screen, assuming South nickel bids 2 hearts, which would be very normal. Now, does West have a way? A lot of players use, I used to call it good, bad, 2 no. That's what Marty Bergen called it back in 40 years ago. You have 2 ways to bid 3 diamonds. One way shows a good hand with diamonds, and the other is like a Lebensol. Because this
But
way does West
Mhm.
show values.
So-
Larry, playing the way they do, well, sorry, they're playing standard, right? But they open very light, so maybe they just view all of these things as you can't have a great hand, don't play me for it or something.
But it
Yeah.
would be nice to have 2 ways to bid 3 diamonds here. Where
I'm
2
with you.
no relays
Yeah.
to 3 clubs, and then 3 diamonds shows garbage. And a
Yes,
direct 3 diamond shows a good
So,
hand. That's how I played with Marty.
right.
If
Right.
you were playing in the blue ribbon pairs, how many people do you think would overcall a spade with that north hand?
That's a good one,
Vulnerable.
Or 2 spades.
right?
2 spades is not good. 1 spade is
Bergen-esque.
possible.
All right, so Hurd did not take 3 diamonds seriously. So both tables are in 3 diamonds, and we think both tables will go down in 3 diamonds. So this is one of the not exciting deals.
So both of them led the jack of spades or the 10, even though their pawn had bid hearts.
So will there be any time between this set and the final one, like a few minutes? Al? Do you know?
There's supposed to be, but, and especially problems getting started because of connectivity
Okay, a
issues
little
on
late,
site.
so maybe 10 minutes. We're getting a message from Jan, and thank you, Jan. Everybody should thank. We're gonna get an update from Jan Martel, and for those who don't know, Jan Martel, we all cannot thank her enough for all the millions of things she does for bridge, and she's behind the scenes in putting this together and tons of other things in the game. Thank you. We all should always be
I
thanking
just
Jen.
want to, interrupt Larry for 1 second, because some of the messages that you're seeing, although you see Jan Martell's name, I think it should just be pointed out, everything you said about Jan, of course, was right. But this is Maya, who's doing the operations, and she helps us out by telling us what the alerts are. She's running this Zoom meeting. So
Oh,
if you need to,
so some of these are Maya, not Jan,
that's right.
even though
So
we're
I just-
thanking both of them
Oh,
then.
So bad
Yes.
for
So what Jan did was she gave Maya access to her Zoom account.
Right, so you're
And the horse
seeing
picture that I'm
messages,
seeing.
right.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
bad
right.
for the diamond to the king and went down an extra one, 2 imps around, and now it's the last hand on the right. So what would you open the south hand in the third seat? A heart, a spade, a club, or a
A
pass?
heart. I'd open a heart. I'm not going to open the higher of 2 4-card majors. And in third seat, I like to open a decent 4-card major, lead directing. Vince has opened a
Two
spade.
after
That
a heart
surprises
pass
me.
2 diamonds.
So you see Vince
Get a new partner.
the right thing, he opened his pawn.
Okay.
I would pass 2 diamonds, but he opened a spade.
That's his pawn has been a major. That's what you would open.
So spade double, and now North will raise spades, and
North made a mixed raise.
Mixed raise, yeah.
yeah, I don't think East
But
West are going to
is
bid
Greco-
again.
Is Greco gonna get involved?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what double would show. If double shows cards, it's a way to get in, but
Most people play double with show hearts.
yeah, so I think he's just gonna live with them being on the 3 level. You don't usually try to go to on these parts. If you think it rates to be a part score deal, you don't go to the 4 level on these.
And he'll probably get 50. The opponents will take 2 clubs, a diamond, a heart, and a spade, it looks to me like.
You're vulnerable though.
Oh, they'll get 100. And they could double them and get 200.
You're not gonna double. So 3 spades, pass, pass, pass.
So you think Nick will open a heart in third seat with that hand?
Well, based on what we've seen, he's probably gonna pass. I
I
mean,
think
he
he's gonna
he
pass.
doesn't bid on every time we think he's gonna bid, he passes.
Well, is there something to be said for opening a club and keeping both majors in play?
Yes.
Well, it's not lead. Yes, it's not lead directing. Michael fears a heart 2 diamonds by partner. No partner should do that to you.
What do you mean? That's what he plays.
I
with.
mean, he didn't open 2 diamonds, you know.
No, but by the way, I'm with you, Larry. I would actually open a heart, because I would like to bid where I live and,
Right.
keep spades in the picture and all of that. I would do as you suggested.
I think Nick might pass. But there
You were
go.
right. You were right.
Well,
Here
we've
comes
watched
1 no,
him
3
pass.
no.
We've watched him pass on every board so far. The only board he bid on, he bid a normal 3 diamond overcall, and he lost 10 imps because his opponent's got the 3 now.
Sort of funny.
I do need to interrupt. I've been told that there is an appeal that's going to be held. I have 0 information about which board. I have no information about who's calling for the appeal, just that there is one pending.
From the set we just watched.
I don't
You
even know that
You don't even
part.
know that.
So you'll notice that Greco bounced back with double.
Mm.
So either he'll
Um,
turn that into 200 or he'll pass. He'll bid 4
Wow.
diamonds.
I'll point out, David, if you had second sight, you could make 3 no trump East West.
Ah, yeah. That's what Hurd did a few hands back.
Yes, well, this one requires the diamond guess and leading up to a club. And I would say it's unlikely. And anyway.
Very unlikely to bid 4 diamonds.
Right.
So how's that play gonna go? He's gonna lose 2 hearts, 1-1. He's probably gonna go down 200. So Greco, of course, was gonna get 100 and now gonna lose 200, I think. But it's hard to
Well,
fault him for bidding. He thinks his partner has a stiff spade.
Yeah, but isn't this is a law of total tricks thing? I don't know. You really want to contract for 10 tricks?
Well, if his pawn had one less spade and one more club, how would it have been?
Well, it would be 9 and 9, but his partner didn't. I mean, his partner could have been 4-4. If his partner's 1-4-4-4, they have an 8-card diamond fit.
Yeah, I know.
They want to
but
be on the 4 level. He's
it's
flat, 4
when
triple
the opponent's
3.
vulnerable or in 3 spades with only.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I'm not, you know me, I don't do double dummy base. I just single dummy, but just be delighted that my
Well-
job with that East Ham, when I hear one spade double, I expect this is a part score deal and I want to push them to 3 spades, and they got the 3 spades, and I'm going to go on to the 4 level with a 4 triple 3 hand. It's just against my lifetime principles.
So Craniac has made an interesting lead. He led the jack of spades thinking the dummy was gonna have.
Meantime, there's 3-0 at the other table. The 3, did I hear you guys saying 3-0 can make if you guess the diamond?
Yeah, but they're gonna get a spade lead, and why would
Well,
they?
they're gonna get a club lead, maybe 4th from your longest and strongest.
Everybody leads a major. You're gonna give me 10-1 on a club lead?
No, I'd agree on, no. I agree with the spade lead on 1-0, 3-0.
But he's led the 7, and now Nick is not gonna know anything.
They play attitude leads.
Okay, so Nick has to decide what to do. I mean, a heart
Could he
shift.
shift to a heart or the 10 of clubs even?
10 of clubs is possible.
Right, if
Declare-
he reads the 7 of spades and he thinks declarer is the ace jack, if he misreads the 7 of spades, well, so much for that. Well, declarer has no reason to guess diamonds, does he? I mean,
Not that I
I've
see.
seen these hands where you're 5-5 and you know the opening leader can't have a void because he let a 4-card suit, but this isn't one of those situations. There's no reason to guess diamonds.
Well, you could lead the jack from your hand just for the hell of it. But you're missing, I guess you can't do that. Bad news.
6. Well, is he gonna go down 2 now? Or
He's
1?
got 4 diamonds, a club, a heart, and a spade.
Down 2.
Should be a push at 200. So Greco had a chance to win 7 imps or so, if he had just passed like you suggest. Hansen has a chance to gain 3 imps by guessing the diamonds.
Now, does Katz know the spade situation? His partner won the queen and returned the 10. From Katz's point of view, can declare of ace, king, 4th of spades? That would be, nah. That would be a pretty deep game he's playing.
It didn't matter because Nickel, he played a spade.
Okay, well, nothing too interesting here. Thank you, Al, David, Maya, Jan, Michael, for correcting my mistake. I'm sure that's the only one I made in 15 deals. And Michael, you're on mute. Michael, you're
Guys,
talking,
it
but you're
was a-
muted. Okay, you go.
It was a blast. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's Al. Michael, you're muted. You're talking and you're muted. Oh, well, he doesn't hear me. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have fun. I hope it's
hope
an
you have
exciting
a-
match.
I did
Thank you
hear you,
to-
Larry.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Oh,
You
yeah, you were
saved the
muted.
day for the next segment, or maybe you heard everybody because now they're going to hear me when I commentate. It was fine
Oh.
when I was muted. Now they got to listen to me for a whole segment.
No,
So,
you were fun when I watched yesterday. I'm sure you'll
All right.
do a good job. Mitch,
thanks.
we'll see.
Okay.
He just
All right.
hooked up. All right, thank you. And any of my students who watched, thanks. I hope I'll see you at sea somewhere or at land.
Any of my students who
Stay
want,
safe.
pull Larry up and figure out how to get on. I'm
Okay.
gonna post your phone number.
Thanks,
All right, I
guys.
hope you have a very interesting last quarter. It looks like you could get some action.
Well, we'll make it interesting, and we're bringing in Troy Aikman and Joe Buck somewhere in the middle to help us. So,
Anything but Dan
Can you
Deere.
translate that into golf terms?
yeah, well, Vern Lundquist and Nick Faldo are coming in. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, have fun, guys.
Okay, so
Be well.
long.
Bon
So
appetit.
long. Thanks, David. All right, so they're just finishing up here for anybody who's still watching without David and Larry. And let's see what's going to happen. Just a quick look. If there are any imps going to be swung here in the end. So it looks like, well, let's see how many tricks they have. 4 north-south. But I think Nick can escape the end play, which he will, and they're down 2. 4 diamonds. Let's just have a quick look at it. 4 diamonds now. Well, he hasn't even misguessed the diamonds yet. I'll just point out. It would have been best for John to shift to a heart. There's some chance of an end play now. Okay. Double dummy, he could make this hand. Let's see. No, he's not going to. But he is going to have that end play for down 1. He'll play a diamond to the ace and, well, eventually finesse the heart, and South will be end played, forced to give a rough slough. So a very good set for Nickel, who took the lead for the first time in this segment. In this, the 7th of 8.
Michael, do you have any idea when we're going to start the next segment?
I wish I did. My